Chapter 1012 Holy Heaven Academy on a towering mountain peak. There were at least 100 pavilions, terraces, and waterside pavilions. Dense immortal chi lingered on the entire mountain peak, exuding vitality. Brother Jun Shan, you've lost this game. Two people were playing chess under a pavilion on the mountain peak. One of the middle-aged men picked up a chess piece and placed it on a spot. He immediately laughed. On the chessboard, as this chess piece fell, the original situation changed drastically. The dragon that was originally full of energy was cut in half, and it completely lost the right to compete. Lost. Jun Shan put down the chess piece. I haven't seen you for a few decades, and your chess skills have improved a lot. You've really mastered this move. I was just lucky, the middle-aged man said, but his face still revealed a bit of pride. Jun Shan waved his hand and put away the chess game. He placed fruits and wine on the table. The fruits all emitted a dense vitality. Even if they couldn't increase one's strength, the effect wouldn't be bad after eating them. Brother Xiang, you've been in seclusion for so many years. What brings you here today? Jun Shan picked up an immortal fruit and asked casually. The person in front of him was his good friend of many years, Xiang Yuan. Jun Shan was indeed quite curious about his arrival today. Actually, I'm here for your academy's Lin Fei. You know Lin Fei too? Jun Shan was curious. His good friend rarely paid attention to the outside world. Why would he be concerned about Lin Fei? I know. I was entrusted by someone to ask Jun Shan for a favor. Jun Shan didn't have a good impression of Lin Fei. All his disciples were defeated by him, causing him to lose face as the vice dean. Yet, he couldn't deal with him personally. The name Lin Fei was very disgusting. Please speak. I would like to ask Brother Jun Shan to leak some news when Lin Fei leaves the academy. I'll be very grateful. Jun Shan glanced at his good friend. After a while, he said, It's a small matter. No problem. Among the higher-ups, some supported Lin Fei, and some didn't like him. Jun Shan didn't mind doing him a favor. Perhaps, among the higher-ups, many elders were ready to deal with Lin Fei. Wentian, you came back at the right time. When Jun Shan saw Wentian returning, he was preparing to introduce him to experts like Xiang Yuan. But when he noticed that there was a problem with the aura of his disciple, he waved his hand and Wentian appeared before him. Why is there a problem with your lifespan? The North Dark Saint and the others had also returned. All of them were in a sorry state and their lifespans had been affected. Wentian lowered his head. Master, that Lin Fei is extremely despicable. I wasn't his opponent and I refused to concede. Hence, he killed me several times over on the spot. Jun Shan's eyes flashed, filled with killing intent. After that, a look of bewilderment appeared on his face. How did you lose? Although that fellow Lin Fei has the strength to kill heaven-ranked immortal kings, he can at most fight against initial stage or peak stage heaven-ranked immortal kings. You are only a mid-stage heaven-ranked immortal king. How did he kill you? As the master, Jun Shan was clearer than anyone else about the strength of his disciple. It was normal for him to lose to other saint children, but it was impossible for him to lose to Lin Fei. Master, that brat Lin Fei seems to have obtained some benefits. His strength seems to have risen again, and he killed all of us the moment he attacked. The North Dark Saint sobbed. In a short period of time he died a few more times, and his cultivation was greatly affected. Wentian felt even more sullen. Not only did he fail in a single move, he was killed instead. That terrifying strength was something he couldn't forget even now. It was like a nightmare that wouldn't disperse. The vice headmaster of Jun Shan's expression sank to a terrifying degree. He believed that his disciple wouldn't lie. He then unleashed a powerful innate technique at Wentian and the others, bathing them in a gentle light. After a long time, their auras returned to normal, and they who had been dejected finally revealed joyful expressions. Don't look for Lin Fei for the next few days. Jun Shan was indeed worthy of being the vice headmaster. Even if he was filled with anger, he didn't let it explode. Lin Fei has attacked several times. Even when you called out my name, he didn't dare to attack. I will definitely help you vent your anger. After Wen Tian and the others recovered from their injuries, they left the mountain peak. Brother Xian Yuan, is the person behind you planning to deal with Lin Fei? Jun Shan's face darkened, and his killing intent was cold. I want to hear the truth, not polite words. The moment Lin Fei came out of the Against the Sky space, he killed the disciple of Jun Shan's vice headmaster without giving him any face. It was enough to shock everyone. In a short period of time, his strength had risen again, outside the invincible peak. After the spies were killed by Lin Fei, everyone seemed to swallow their anger. No one came to look for trouble, even when Tian was killed. Normally, no one would come to look for trouble with such a shameful matter. Unless that person was planning to follow in Wen Tian's footsteps, they wouldn't dare to come. After Lin Fei returned to the invincible peak, a few saints who were on good terms with him took the initiative to visit him. Evening. Vice Headmaster Qing Mu and Elder Su Yi arrived. In the Holy Heaven Academy, Vice Headmaster Qing Mu was on Lin Fei's side. Naturally, Lin Fei needed an ally. Junior brother Lin Fei, you did well. Vice Headmaster Qing Mu wasn't angry at all after Wen Tian was killed 4 to 5 times. Instead, he was full of smiles. That old man Jun Shan is probably jumping around in anger. I'm an easy person to talk to, but they don't know what's good for them. They keep provoking me. For people like them, I usually kill them a few times first to leave them with a good impression. Lin Fei said indifferently. Vice Headmaster Qing Mu could smell the killing intent from Lin Fei. This junior brother Lin Fei of his was truly audacious. He killed the person who came as he pleased, cleanly and cleanly. This was good as well. The stronger the strength he displayed, the more careful the elders in the upper echelons would make their choice. Lin Fei's killing intent vanished, and he smiled. Elder brother Void One, I made some gains outside. Last time I forgot about it. Now I can make up for it. Many thanks for taking care of me in the past. He produced a drop of blood and injected it into Void One's body. Su Yi's eyes lit up. This was something he didn't even dare to think about. The difference between the two of them was starting to show. The drop of blood contained a strong aura. Once it entered Su Yi's body, Su Yi sat down cross-legged, and his aura shot into the sky. Vice Headmaster Qing Mu laughed. Junior brother, you sure are generous. This is a treasure. If Su Yi were to obtain a miraculous encounter, he would definitely be able to ascend to become an immortal king. Chapter 1013. On the Invincible Peak. Vice Dean Qing Mu was shocked that Lin Fei took out the essence of the strongest cultivator and gave it to Su Yi, allowing him to break through and become an immortal king. Thank you, junior brother Lin Fei. I've finally become an immortal king. I'm very grateful. Under the protection of others, Su Yi easily refined the purest drop of blood and became an immortal king. His combat power increased greatly. This is what senior brother Su Yi deserves. I only helped him a little. Hearing junior brother Lin Fei's words, Su Yi was filled with guilt. I didn't help much at all, but I got such a huge benefit. After refining the pure blood droplets, Su Yi's understanding of law soared. He was extremely pleased that he managed to break through to the immortal king realm. He only refined a portion of the blood droplets. He believed that as long as he had enough time, he would be able to refine the remaining blood droplets, and his strength would rise even further. Vice Headmaster Qing Mu nodded in his heart as he silently mused. Junior brother Lin Fei is truly a righteous person. Back then, when Void One helped him, his cultivation base rose greatly. If it wasn't for good fortune, Void One would have to wait 1,000 years before he could break through to the immortal king realm. A single drop of pure blood was able to allow Void to break through to the immortal king realm. Such a heaven-defying treasure was something that even Vice Headmaster Greenwood felt extremely moved. If he could refine one, his strength would surely rise once more, and he might even reach the mid-stage of the heaven rank. Junior brother Lin Fei, I wonder if there are any more of these drops of blood? If there are, I'm willing to take out treasures to exchange for them. Vice Dean Qing Mu couldn't help but ask. He couldn't help but be moved. At this stage, every increase was extremely difficult. Vice Dean Qing Mu was naturally moved and shamelessly wanted to take one of the drops of blood. Lin Fei laughed. Senior brother, what are you talking about? I have never forgotten that you risked your life to come here. I can at least give you a share. Lin Fei had refined a lot of the pure blood. This was refined from a heaven realm full cycle cultivator, and it was the true essence. After consuming it, it would greatly increase one's strength. Lin Fei took out a drop of pure blood and handed it to Vice Headmaster Qing Mu. This caused Vice Headmaster Qing Mu to be at a loss as to what to do. He knew that such a treasure was priceless, and not many people would be able to take it out just like that. Little did he know that this kind of thing was really useless to Lin Fei. This time he had taken the initiative to take out the pure blood droplets to earn a favor. Lin Fei did not believe that after taking something that belonged to him, he would not feel indebted to him. This is a priceless treasure. Senior apprentice brother, you can't just take it for free. I still have some saint artifacts. Vice-Chancellor Greenwood didn't want to take things for free and insisted on taking out his own collection. In the end, Lin Fei refused. Vice Principal Qing Mu did not stay on the invincible peak for long, as he was eager to raise his cultivation. Master, this is good stuff. It's a loss to give it to them, just like that. Why don't you let me eat it? Hairball appeared out of nowhere and said with a greedy look, Go away. Although Lin Fei said that, he still took out 5 drops of blood and gave them to Hairball. Hairball swallowed it without saying a word. It complained that it was not enough and wanted more. Lin Fei sent it flying with a kick. Sky Dragon, come up here. If there was something good, Lin Fei would naturally use it to increase the strength of his people. Sky Dragon was an ancient sky dragon, and he had been staying on the invincible peak for a long time. With the pure essence of an elite, it should not be a problem for him to level up. Sky Dragon was only a Daluo Golden Immortal, and he had been staying on the invincible peak for a long time. Eat this. Without any hesitation, Sky Dragon took it and ate it. Not enough. Not enough. Lin Fei made Sky Dragon eat 5 drops of blood, and he leveled up from Daluo Golden Immortal to Immortal King, and finally stopped at Earth Immortal King. As for Heaven Immortal King, it was impossible for him to level up. Lin Fei was very satisfied with this result. The accumulation of Heaven Immortal King was too high, and it was not easy to level up. An Earth Immortal King, and with Sky Dragon's strong body, he was comparable to an early phase Heaven Immortal King. This is the essence of a heaven rank, great, circle, powerhouse. In the depths of space, Vice Dean Qing Mu was sitting upright and still, and before him was an old man with a rosy complexion who was holding a drop of pure blood. It's from a heaven perfect phase expert. After Vice Dean Qing Mu returned with the drop of blood, he went to see the elder who supported him without any hesitation. In the Divine Heaven Academy, if one did not have the support of a powerful elder, he would not be able to become a vice dean. He would probably be removed from his position within a few days. Behind Vice Dean Qing Mu was a powerful elder. This isn't an ordinary expert at the peak of the heaven realm. Even if this old man were to make a move, I might not be able to refine this kind of essence from him, the elder said lightly. What's so strong? Vice Dean Qing Mu knew that the elder who supported him had already reached a terrifying realm. He could kill ordinary heaven perfect phase experts with a wave of his hand, but this news was too shocking. This expert's essence can help you level up again. The elder said, This is an opportunity that belongs to you. Lin Fei is not as ordinary as they think. I'm afraid he has a powerful existence supporting him. Vice Dean Ching Mu took a cold breath. Doesn't that mean that those elders who are dissatisfied with Lin Fei might fall because of this? Hee hee, a cold light flashed in the elder's eyes. You don't have to worry about this. Lin Fei has monstrous talent. It will be good for you if you get closer to him. Vice Dean Qingmu was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. Only now did he realize that he had said the wrong thing. He could not comment on the elders. After Vice Principal Qingmu left, the elder closed his eyes and said in a low voice, "This is going to be interesting." A few days later, Vice Dean Qingmu came again. This time, apart from himself, there was another expert. Today, Vice Principal Qingmu was in high spirits because of a joyous occasion. He immediately thanked Lin Fei. "Junior brother Lin Fei, I didn't come to disturb your cultivation, did I?" Lin Fei smiled and said, "I have been relaxing recently. It is my honor to have senior brother visit. I should congratulate senior brother on your great improvement in strength." That's right. After that day, Vice Dean Qingmu went to refine it. With his accumulation, he advanced a small level in one fell swoop. Whether it was in terms of influence or strength, he greatly improved. After exchanging greetings, Vice Dean Qingmu introduced to Lin Fei, "This is our academy's Vice Dean Luo Tian." In fact, Vice Dean Luo Tian had been sizing up Lin Fei the moment he arrived. It could be said that the academy's deans all had first-hand information on Lin Fei, this rapidly rising genius. Disciple greets Vice Dean Luo Tian. Vice Dean Luo Tian naturally wouldn't put on airs. Lin Fei could kill a heaven stage immortal king. If he were to put on airs, it would be foolish. "Junior brother Lin Fei, you and I aren't that far apart. You can call me senior brother. As for Dean, that's for outsiders." Vice Dean Luo Tian's words were actually trying to get closer. A senior brother and a vice dean. The relationship between them was obvious. "Senior brother Luo Tian." Lin Fei wasn't a fool. Vice Dean Qingmu had brought people over and introduced them warmly. Obviously, they were from the same circle. This was something he could still tell. Vice Dean Greenwood said, "Junior apprentice brother Lin Fei, Luo Tian has a daughter who has been stuck at the Zenith Heaven Golden Immortal stage for a long time. Don't you know that you're willing to part with your treasure and give it to Luo Tian's daughter?" Lin Fei already knew that one would not visit without a cause, and this was exactly what he needed. I'm afraid there's a problem. Lin Fei naturally had to pretend to be in a difficult position. Otherwise, it would make people think that this thing was precious. "Senior brother Qingmu, you also know that this thing isn't easy to come by. Every time you use it, there's one less." When Vice Dean Luo Tian heard this, he knew that there was hope. Otherwise, Lin Fei would have rejected him long ago. His daughter had been stuck at this stage for a long time. If she didn't improve, there would be no hope in the future. If it was an ordinary disciple, Vice Dean Luo Tian wouldn't have come in person. But Lin Fei was different. If it wasn't for Qingmu's great improvement, he wouldn't have known that such a good thing existed. "Junior brother Lin Fei, please bear to give one to me. I'll owe you for the rest of my life." Luo Tian said humbly, "Senior brother has a lot of treasures. As long as junior brother likes it, feel free to take it." For his daughter, Luo Tian was going all out. This kind of thing could only be found by chance. Even if he was a heaven stage immortal king, he might not be able to kill a powerhouse, let alone refine the essence. Vice Dean Qingmu said, "Junior brother, please help Luo Tian." Lin Fei sighed lightly. "I forget it. Who asked you to be my senior brother?" Luo Tian let out a sigh. He took out his collection. Most of them were saint tools. Their grades weren't low. There were saint armors, saint sabers, saint spears. Clearly, he had killed many famous experts. "Junior brother Lin Fei, if there's anything you like, feel free to take it. These are spoils of war from others." Luo Tian was still very confident. Lin Fei took out the Fantian seal. I wonder what my treasure is like. Luo Tian looked at the Fantian seal. He was sweating. I've let junior brother see a joke. Lin Fei smiled and put it away. He took out the heaven-shaking, godly axe. What about this? Luo Tian felt embarrassed. He put away the saint tools. A look of struggle flashed in his eyes. In the end, he gritted his teeth and took out a shabby ruler. Junior brother Lin Fei, this horizon ruler of mine isn't as powerful as it was in the past. However, it's still a pseudo-immortal tool. I obtained it in a desperate situation. After 1,000 years of repair, it's barely reached the level of a pseudo-immortal tool. Chapter 1014. Pseudo-immortal artifact. Good stuff! After sending off Vice Principal Luo Tian, Lin Fei played with the horizon ruler in his hand and checked it with his divine sense. It was a seriously damaged immortal artifact. Luo Tian had spent 1,000 years and a lot of materials to repair it, but its power was average. At most, it would be a bit famous. Vice Principal Qing Mu did not leave and asked curiously, Junior brother Lin Fei, you won't blame me for bringing people here, right? In fact, Vice Principal Qing Mu could not refuse. He had just broken through and caused a bit of a commotion, so Vice Principal Luo Tian came to visit. Naturally, he could not hide it. Vice Principal Qing Mu felt guilty. Lin Fei was not angry at all. Instead, he was happy and said with a smile, Why would junior brother be angry? Instead, I have to thank you. Thank me? Vice Principal Qing Mu was confused. Lin Fei played with the pseudo-immortal artifact in his hand. It could be said that it was a damaged immortal artifact. Recently, junior brother needs some real immortal artifacts. Even if they are damaged, didn't senior brother help me a lot? Ah, there is such a thing. Lin Fei's Fantian seal and heaven-shaking axe needed to be improved. He could not refine real immortal artifacts, but he could try to refine the damaged immortal artifact. Since he had some time left, he had to try it. Luo Tian used a damaged immortal artifact to exchange for it. In fact, Lin Fei was happy because it was what he needed. I wonder how many elders in our academy have this damaged immortal artifact? Lin Fei asked directly. Disciple wants to exchange it for my use. Vice Principal Qing Mu immediately knew that this was a chance to get closer to him. If junior brother is at ease, how about I help you with this matter? Vice Principal Qing Mu patted his chest and promised, I guarantee that nothing will go wrong. Then I will trouble senior brother. How is it troublesome? It is just a small matter. Vice Principal Qing Mu smiled. Wait for me for a few days. There should be some gains. Lin Fei was not in a hurry. There were still 7 or 8 days before he would go to the Phoenix Academy. In any case, he had nothing to do recently. After Greenwood left, Lin Fei took out the heaven-shaking godly axe and set up a formation. He then took out the Heaven's Edge ruler and tossed it into the heaven and earth smelt. The moment this damaged immortal weapon landed in the heaven and earth smelt, it released a boundless silver light. The heaven and earth smelt wasn't something to be trifled with. It immediately suppressed the heaven and earth smelt. The divine flame millstone crushed the heaven and earth ruler, causing the damaged immortal weapon to be unable to move at all. As time passed, the damaged immortal artifact, the horizon ruler, began to be refined. That damaged immortal artifact that even ordinary heaven-ranked immortal kings couldn't refine was as simple as drinking water in Lin Fei's hands. 7-degree rock. 8 trigrams divine heartstone. Black fiend. One after another, supreme-grade materials were disassembled from the broken immortal artifact. Lin Fei sent these materials into the heaven-shaking axe. He wanted to upgrade this top-quality saint item to immortal item. Once it was upgraded to immortal item, it would become a divine weapon. After a long time, the heaven-shaking axe flew out again. Its grade had increased again, and it released a faint silver light. Merging a damaged immortal artifact into the heaven-shaking axe is indeed possible. Lin Fei heaved a sigh of relief. He had verified his guess. Using a damaged immortal artifact to upgrade the heaven-shaking axe was one step closer to becoming an immortal item. I wonder how many damaged immortal artifacts Senior Brother Greenwood can collect for me? Lin Fei couldn't help but look forward to it. 3 days later. I didn't let you down. I finally got a damaged immortal artifact for Junior Brother. Greenwood arrived at the Invincible Peak. He took out a storage ring and passed it to Lin Fei. Lin Fei used his divine sense to take a look and was shocked. There were 36 immortal artifacts inside, and all of them were severely damaged. To him, these were all precious treasures. It's all thanks to Senior Brother. The 36 damaged immortal artifacts gave Lin Fei hope. Greenwood did not stay for long before he left. No matter where the immortal artifacts came from, it must be the work of the elder behind the scenes. Lin Fei did not feel the pinch at all when he gave up the pure blood. It was good enough that he got the damaged immortal artifacts. Hairball, come out now. With the 36 damaged immortal artifacts in hand, Lin Fei could not wait to upgrade his heaven-shaking axe. The best place to upgrade it was Hairball's space. Even though there were arrays set up by Lin Fei on the Invincible Peak, once the heaven-shaking axe was upgraded to an immortal artifact, the commotion would be noticed by others. With Hairball's help, Lin Fei left the Holy Heaven Academy quietly. He chose a secluded place and set up an array before starting to refine the damaged immortal artifacts. The first was a celestial sword, a true celestial sword. Unfortunately, this celestial sword had been broken by someone and broken into two. It was most likely the work of a terrifying expert. In order to upgrade the heaven-shaking axe, Lin Fei was well prepared. If he had an immortal artifact with him, it would greatly increase his strength. Even though he had cultivated the 18 primordial reincarnation scripture, it was still important to increase his strength. Master, why did you come to such a desolate place? Hairball was someone who could not sit still. She ran away immediately. Cries of pain could be heard from the depths of the mountain. She went to kill the beasts again. Blood Shadow did not move an inch. He stood not far away from Lin Fei, like a statue. If anyone appeared, he would kill them with a single slash. The first broken sword has been refined. Not long later, the first immortal sword was completely refined. Lin Fei immediately took out the second immortal artifact. It was an ancient bronze mirror. It was pierced by someone, and it was thrown into the heaven and earth smelt. The third immortal artifact, the fourth immortal artifact. Just like that, Lin Fei took out the immortal artifacts, refined them, and fused them into the immortal artifacts. He was busy in the mountain range. During this period, no one came to disturb him. 5 days later, Lin Fei's expression was filled with a rare look of exhaustion. His eyes were filled with excitement. Finally, I am about to succeed. For 5 days, he didn't sleep or rest, using all his strength to refine the broken immortal artifacts. Finally, the final one, the 36th immortal artifact, was refined. Within the heaven and earth smelt. The heaven-shaking axe shone with a bright silver light. Its entire body shone with a faint celestial aura. Merge for me. Lin Fei hollered and fused all the materials into the axe. When all the materials were merged in, the axe started to change at a speed that was visible to the naked eye. First, it shone with a bright silver light like the sun, moon, and stars. Celestial patterns appeared, and the celestial aura became stronger and stronger. I wonder if adding in the primordial runes will help me improve. Just at that moment, Lin Fei had a flash of inspiration. He thought about the primordial runes in his body. Those were good things that he had painstakingly refined from the primordial chaos. The runes and runes could form a technique, and it would be good for upgrading immortal artifacts, right? Lin Fei couldn't help but have such a thought. The moment that thought appeared, it went out of control. Come out. One by one, primordial runes flew out. There were around 100 of them. Chapter 10:15. within the mountain range. Lin Fei picked out a few Mongolian characters that represented the axe. These Mongolian characters felt extraordinary. He had reason to believe that after merging with them, the axe's power would increase as its grade increased. Go! Under the guidance, the Mongolian characters charged into the axe. Hua! 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 Once the Mongolian characters appeared, purple light filled the air. The silver light instantly shattered and nothing was left, including the celestial patterns. They were all shattered. It's over. Lin Fei couldn't stop this at all. The Mongolian characters were extremely domineering and shattered all the silver light and celestial patterns. He was completely stunned. Now he was filled with regret. If I had known, I wouldn't have been greedy. The silver light and celestial patterns disappeared. Lin Fei's heart sank. Was the heaven-shaking godly axe broken? Lin Fei couldn't sense that the axe was going to improve again. In the heaven and earth smelt. The axe floated quietly and didn't change at all. Lin Fei obviously didn't realize how domineering the Mongolian characters were. Right now, the axe was half dead. How could he not feel heartache? Kid, don't worry. Maybe things aren't as bad as you think. Hearing Black Demon's voice, Lin Fei was stunned. Is there still hope? The silver light and celestial patterns were shattered by the Mongolian characters. Black Demon laughed coldly. That's because the celestial patterns are too weak. They aren't a match for your Mongolian characters. You might be lucky this time. There's actually such a heaven-defying existence in this world. Just as he finished speaking, a purple light rose up and filled the entire heaven, and earth smelt. The heaven-shaking divine axe was originally black, but at this time it gradually turned purple, becoming a purple divine axe. Purple lines appeared, imprinted on the heaven-shaking divine axe, and gradually took shape. Boom! At this moment, dark clouds covered the sky above the mountain range. A bolt of lightning descended from the sky. The huge mountain range was instantly in chaos. Flying beasts fled in panic as if they had encountered a great terror. This is tribulation lightning. Quick, stop it. He Yao was extremely knowledgeable and was extremely shocked. This is the tribulation thunder that will only appear when refining a weapon. Normally, it will only appear when there is a chance to become a top-notch celestial weapon. You must not let the tribulation thunder fall on the divine axe. Otherwise, the power of your divine axe will be greatly affected. Lin Fei realized that after the fusion of the great Mongolian characters, the heaven-shaking godly axe was far from what it used to be. Damnable heaven! I won't allow you to touch my celestial artifact. Lin Fei turned into a beam of light, and 3 heads and 6 arms appeared. He punched the tribulation lightning, and a numb feeling spread through his body, causing green smoke to rise. Damn, this is killing me. Lin Fei had lost more than half of his life after the heavenly thunder. He had never expected that his great Mongolian characters would bring about such a shocking change. Boom! After barely withstanding the first bolt, Lin Fei's undefeatable golden physique managed to endure it. The lightning energy within his body continued to wreak havoc, causing him to be unable to expel it. Again, the second heavenly thunder was as thick as a bucket. Without hesitation, Lin Fei gathered his divine power and exploded with 10 times his strength. A total of 20 billion dragons' divine power slammed into the lightning, crushing it along the way. The heavenly thunder exploded with loud bangs. After the second heavenly thunder, the third heavenly thunder turned into a dark red heavenly thunder and came crashing down. Its power was even more terrifying than the previous one. Lin Fei could smell the scent of death. Brat Lin, you must withstand it. This is the last heavenly thunder. As long as you can withstand it, you can keep the heaven-shaking godly axe. He Yao reminded loudly. Lin Fei gritted his teeth. Success or failure depends on this. Divine power, 100 tremors. Lin Fei's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. He didn't use 50 times his strength, but 10 times his strength. Under the power of lightning, blood flowed from his body. Bang, 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 bang. Although this dark red heavenly thunder contained great terror, Lin Fei just wanted to know how much his invincible golden body had improved after absorbing the primordial chaos. The divine power blasted the dark red heavenly lightning away, but the power of the dark red heavenly lightning was extraordinary, and it was not affected much. With a boom, it landed on Lin Fei's body and blasted him into the depths of the mountain range. The third heavenly thunder disappeared and the world returned to normal. However, the experts of Holy Heaven Academy were the first to react to this huge commotion. The vice principal of Mount June was on the mountain peak. He immediately sensed the terrifying divine power of the heavenly thunder and flew out to see the rumbling heavenly thunder. Immortal artifact. Someone is refining an immortal artifact and attracted the heavenly thunder. The vice principal of Mount June was shocked and then overjoyed. He rushed up and prepared to seize the opportunity to seize the immortal artifact. On another mountain peak, an old man who was in seclusion all year round suddenly opened his eyes. Who is it? Who is refining an immortal artifact and attracted tribulation lightning? The heavenly Tao can't tolerate it. Immediately this person disappeared. One after another, figures broke through the sky to search for the whereabouts of this immortal artifact. There would be thunder when refining elixirs. That was because the quality of the elixirs had reached an extremely high level. This kind of situation would also happen when refining sage artifacts and immortal artifacts. However, this kind of immortal artifact was a priceless treasure that could grow. Hairball, why are you still not taking the immortal artifact and leaving quickly? Lin Fei's voice came from the depths of the ground. Hairball opened her mouth and swallowed the heaven-shaking divine axe, Blood Shadow, and Lin Fei. Then, she directly traveled through the void. I almost died. In Hairball's space, Lin Fei vomited a big mouthful of blood. The last dark, red, heavenly thunder was not an ordinary kind of horrifying. He almost couldn't hold on. Fortunately, the 100 tremors of divine power and his body that was refined by the primordial chaos were able to withstand it in the end. However, he was also seriously injured. Brother He, why did you attract the heavenly thunder? That was the biggest question in Lin Fei's mind. The grade of your primordial Mongolian words is too high. It can even destroy immortal runes. Naturally, it won't be absorbed by the heavenly Tao. Luckily, you blocked it. He Yao sighed. Even back then, he wasn't as heaven-defying as you to create an immortal artifact that could grow. Hee. Does that mean that the heaven-shaking divine axe is an immortal artifact now? Lin Fei chuckled. Of course. Its power is definitely beyond imagination. There are many experts outside who came after hearing the news. Lin Fei urged Hairball to hurry back to the invincible peak. The commotion caused by an immortal artifact was definitely a huge matter. Just like what He Yao said, the heavenly tribulation lightning attracted by an immortal artifact would have a huge impact. First, the experts of the Holy Heaven Academy arrived at the scene. The place was filled with the terrifying aura of heavenly thunder. It was an aura that made even their hearts palpitate. Other than that, many experts who were usually stationed in the Holy Heaven Academy appeared. Quick, find the immortal artifact. As soon as they appeared, they started to look for the immortal artifact. Even though it was attacked by the heavenly thunder, it was still quite powerful. It was also a rare treasure. No matter how they looked, the immortal artifact seemed to have disappeared into thin air. They couldn't find any clues. After searching for a while, they found that someone was fighting against the heavenly thunder. However, the immortal artifact was nowhere to be found. The immortal kings who arrived first were in trouble. A massacre started. Of course, Lin Fei didn't know any of this. After returning to the invincible peak, Lin Fei first treated his injuries to prevent himself from being exposed. Luckily, no one came to find him at this stage. Lin Fei heaved a sigh of relief. After recovering from his injuries, Lin Fei hurriedly checked on the heaven-shaking divine axe. He had suffered greatly because of this heaven-shaking divine axe. As soon as the heaven-shaking divine axe flew out, a cold killing intent tore through the void. It was able to tear through the void even before it was activated. This shocked Lin Fei. Is this really an immortal artifact? The heaven-shaking divine axe was purple in color. It was the color of primordial chaos. The body of the axe was covered with purple divine runes, which were more mysterious than immortal runes. Lin Fei took out the immortal artifact, the golden scissors. No matter how he compared it, the aura of the heaven-shaking divine axe was worlds apart. Whoosh! The godly axe struck the deadly golden scissors. Gotcha! This deadly golden scissors that everyone's heart was stirred by the sound of shattering. It was unbelievably sharp. Isn't this too scary? The golden scissors cut my body open. Isn't it a little too powerful after being struck by the heaven-shaking divine axe? Lin Fei didn't care about an immortal artifact. The heaven-shaking divine axe was a higher-grade immortal artifact. It was obvious which one was stronger. Kid, you're rich. Even I can't see through the grade of your heaven-shaking divine axe. It's at least a middle-grade immortal artifact. Black Demon had to admit that Lin Fei's luck was heaven-defying. It seems that this primordial chaos character hides a big secret. You better study it. Lin Fei put away the golden scissors. He was in a good mood. He refined the heaven-shaking divine axe again. Only then did he feel at ease. He tried to test its power on his body. The moment he touched it, his body was torn open. He was completely shocked. The heaven-shaking divine axe seemed to be more terrifying than he imagined. Murder weapon. This was a real murder weapon. It seems that my Fanteon seal can also become an extraordinary immortal artifact. Lin Fei thought of the primordial chaos characters. They seemed to contain a unique meaning. The power of the heaven-shaking divine axe had doubled. It almost killed Lin Fei. He didn't dare to act recklessly in the short term. After obtaining a powerful immortal artifact, Lin Fei was busy studying the characteristics of the heaven-shaking divine axe. He ignored everything else. Even if there was a flood, it had nothing to do with him. Until Vice Dean Qing Mu came again. Are we setting off? In the past few days, Lin Fei naturally heard that there was a heavenly thunder in a mountain range outside Holy Heaven Academy. He suspected that someone was refining an immortal artifact. However, no one knew the exact whereabouts of the immortal artifact. Instead, some unlucky immortal kings fell in the mountain range. Lin Fei was happy. He couldn't wait for them to suspect him. He secretly rejoiced that he let Hairball bring him away. Otherwise, it would be a big problem. Vice Dean Qing Mu nodded. Aren't you worried? Lin Fei laughed. There's nothing to worry about. These words were filled with confidence. The heaven-shaking divine axe was an immortal artifact. Its power was extraordinary. Ordinary immortal artifacts could be split apart with one strike. Not to mention those people who would dare to not fear death. Chapter 1016. Junior brother, you must be careful on this trip. Vice Dean Qing Mu came forward and brought Lin Fei to a palace in Holy Heaven Academy. Just as he was about to step into the palace, Vice Dean Qing Mu's voice suddenly sounded in Lin Fei's mind. Lin Fei nodded casually and didn't ask why, but an ominous glint flashed in his eyes. For your safety, the elders specially agreed to open the long-distance teleportation array to help you. Vice Dean Qing Mu said after entering the palace. Lin Fei accepted it with peace of mind. At least the academy still had some humanity and didn't let him go out to attract hatred. There were many immortal kings hiding outside, preparing to make a move. Dean Junshan, Dean Luotian, Dean Fanyan, Dean Luoxian, Lin Fei is here. After passing through many doors, Vice Dean Qing Mu finally pushed open a door and the 4 vice deans appeared together. Qing Mu, for a mere Lin Fei, you want us to wait for him here? You are too arrogant. Dean Junshan said in a strange tone as soon as Vice Dean Qing Mu appeared. That's right, we are the deans of the academy and have distinguished status. For the sake of opening a teleportation array, we have to wait for a junior. I also don't understand why. Is Qing Mu not going to give us an explanation? Vice Dean Fanyan snorted and shot a sharp light towards Lin Fei. Dean Luo Tian's expression changed. As for Dean Luo Xian, she was a fairy and remained silent. Vice Dean Qing Mu's expression was not good. These two were making a fuss in public and didn't give him any face. His face sank and said, "Explanation? This is decided by the elders. Why don't you ask them instead of coming here to complain?" Although Vice Dean Qing Mu spoke politely to Lin Fei, there was a lot of anger between him and the 2 vice deans. Vice Dean Qing Mu was so protective of Lin Fei that Jun Shan and Fanyan were not particularly happy. Lin Fei, as a saint, why didn't you greet our vice deans? Jun Shan didn't come to cause trouble for Qing Mu today, but for Lin Fei. He changed the topic and came for Lin Fei. Deputy Dean Qing Mu transmitted his voice to Lin Fei. He is the deputy dean of Mount Jun. He is narrow-minded. You have to be prepared. You are the deputy dean of Mount Jun? Sure enough, a disciple is like a person's virtue. Lin Fei boldly stepped forward and said shocking words. What did you say? The deputy dean of Mount Jun shouted, his voice deafening. Lin Fei shook his head. Look, this person is old. He can't even hear his voice, yet he still has the nerve to stay in this position. His skin is really thick. If I don't give you face, what can you do? A smile flashed across Luo Tian's eyes as he said faintly, Junior brother Lin Fei, how can you say that? Jun Shan is a deputy dean after all. In the ears of the crowd, these words did not hurt at all. Apologize, he must apologize. Fan Yin shouted angrily at Lin Fei. A saint didn't put their dean in his eyes. This was too arrogant. Lin Fei picked his ear. Vice Dean Fan Yin, you are too hot-tempered. Don't forget that I am a saint's son and I have a bright future. If you want me to apologize, I will apologize. Then why don't you let Vice Dean Jun apologize first? You allowed your disciple to come and provoke us. I want to ask, what is going on here? Deputy Dean Qing Mu didn't say anything and let Lin Fei continue. Jun Shan's disciple came to provoke them. It was not very kind, especially when he spoke against Lin Fei. This was taking revenge on junior brother Lin Fei. The only thing he had to do was to prevent Jun Shan from being angry and humiliated and make a move on him. Jun Shan, Fan Yin, you two take a step back. Don't forget why we are here today. Seeing the situation getting worse, Deputy Dean Luo Xian spoke to stop them. Jun Shan flicked his sleeves. Being scolded by a saint, he was full of anger. Originally, he wanted to use this opportunity to suppress Lin Fei. Lin Fei didn't dare to act recklessly on this occasion. Who would have thought that Lin Fei couldn't be treated like an ordinary person? He was completely uneasy. Lin Fei, your wings won. Today's matter is not over with you. Jun Shan wanted to teach Lin Fei a lesson, but Qing Mu wouldn't let him do it on this occasion. Lin Fei met Jun Shan's gaze. Wrong. It's not that you and I are not finished, but I am not finished with you. When I return from the Phoenix Academy, this disciple will definitely find Vice Headmaster Jun Shan to exchange pointers. I'll teach you a lesson. Every mountain has its own people, and you are already old. It's time for you to abdicate. I'll be waiting. The Vice Dean of Mount Jun put away his anger, which made people confused. Blindly arrogant won't have a good ending. Fan Yin didn't like Lin Fei too much, especially his previous words, saying that they were living like dogs. Thinking of this trip to Phoenix Academy, which was full of danger, he immediately let out a breath of resentment. Lin Fei couldn't accept this decision from the higher-ups, no matter what. Since he wasn't going back, there was no need to waste his breath on him. Qing Mu was afraid that it would continue, but he admired junior brother Lin Fei's courage, daring to ask the deputy dean to exchange pointers. All right, the 5 of us are all here. We can activate the long-distance teleportation array. The long-distance teleportation formation of the Holy Heaven Academy could only be activated by the 5 vice principals, and only then could it be activated. It's getting late, let's do it! The 5 deputy deans each activated a part of the long-distance teleportation array. Coincidentally, the 5 parts joined together, forming a complete teleportation array. Junior brother Lin Fei, as your senior brother, I wish you a triumphant return. When Vice Dean Qing Mu activated the teleportation formation, he sent a message. Looking at Lin Fei on the teleportation array, Jun Shan's eyes flickered as he thought, "You bastard, once you are teleported out, let's see how arrogant you are. It's a pity that I can't kill you personally, it's more or less a pity." Open. 5 light pillars rose at the same time, the teleportation array lit up, and Lin Fei was teleported out. There was no one else on the teleportation array. Let's go. Jun Shan coldly snorted. His gaze stopped on Qing Mu, and he walked out. Brother Jun Shan, I recently got some good immortal wine. Let's have a drink together. Fan Yun chased after him. Usually the 2 were close. All right. In the teleportation hall, only Qing Mu, Luo Xian, and Luo Tian were left. My disciple is refining pills. I'll take my leave first. Dean Luo Xian also left. Sigh, junior brother Lin Fei, you have offended both Jun Shan and Fan Yin this time. Luo Tian lightly sighed. It's really not a wise move. Chapter 1017. Brother Jun Shan, Lin Fei is only a junior, relying on his little strength. He doesn't know the immensity of heaven and earth. His trip to Phoenix Academy will only bode ill for him. You don't need to be angry with this kind of person. Fan Yin drank a mouthful of immortal wine in a pavilion on the vice headmaster's mountain peak. Brother Fan is right, Jun Shan nodded. In our position, we've seen all kinds of geniuses. A junior like Lin Fei is nothing more than arrogance. He won't be able to achieve anything great. One day he will die a violent death. Fan Yin had a pensive look as he thought to himself, this junior Lin Fei offended Mount June on the spot. Last time he beat up the sect's disciples and plundered their treasures. It looks like Lin Fei is really doomed this time. That genius didn't die a violent death. A genius that hasn't grown is not a true genius. Let's drink. Fan Yin raised his cup. Cheers to those geniuses that have passed away. Ha ha ha. Cheers to those geniuses that have passed away. The 2 of them had the same mentality. They couldn't bear to see someone stronger than them. Lin Fei's rise and Qing Mu's promise to push Lin Fei to the vice headmaster's position undoubtedly touched their interests. It was bound to cause one of the headmasters to give up his position and enter the ranks of high-level elders. High-level elders sounded like they had a good reputation. But in reality, once they reached that step, the power in their hands might not be as great as their eyes. Only if you had outstanding strength would you have the right to speak. Otherwise, you would be unknown, far inferior to the power of a vice headmaster. Good fellow, this teleportation sent me millions of miles away. This saves me a lot of time traveling. Under the boundless sky on a mountain range, a bright light shone and a person appeared. It was Lin Fei who had been teleported out. After Lin Fei used his divine sense to check, he confirmed his position. It wasn't far from Phoenix Academy, at most tens of millions of miles away. It wouldn't be long before he arrived. Lin Fei died. With a rumble, the world suddenly darkened. In the depths of the sky, a towering demonic hand reached out and slammed down towards Lin Fei's position. The power of laws hung down and sealed the void. F***CK. Someone leaked the secret. The demonic hand in the sky was tens of thousands of meters wide, and it covered the sky above Lin Fei, locking down everything in the void. Clearly it had come prepared. Lin Fei immediately knew that he had fallen into a trap. Bang, bang, bang. The mountain range below Lin Fei exploded. The towering mountains shattered into nothingness. In an instant, there was nothing left below. It must be Jun Shan and the others who leaked the secret. Lin Fei pondered for a moment. Before coming here, Qing Mu had said that the long-distance teleportation formation wasn't fixed to a specific location. Instead, it was set up by the 5 of them. In other words, only the 5 of them knew where he would be teleported to. Lin Fei was furious. Jun Shan, you treacherous villain. When I get back, I'll definitely beat you until you're looking for your teeth on the floor. There was no need to doubt that the person who leaked the secret was none other than Jun Shan. Damn, this daddy wants to see exactly how many people want to deal with me. Today, I'll deal with them all at once and start a massacre. Boom! Lin Fei punched out with his fist. His god force was like a torrent, slamming into the demonic hand. A terrifying explosion occurred, causing the dark clouds in the sky to instantly dissipate as the sky returned to normal. The demonic hand dissipated. Lin Fei felt a chill on his back. A saber of law energy slashed onto him. This was actually a sneak attack from an immortal king. Moreover, it was an immortal king at the peak stage of the earth ranked. Lin Fei's invincible golden body flickered unceasingly, dissipating the might of the attack. He turned and punched out with his fist. His god force gushed forth, tearing his opponent into pieces. Wanting to deal with me, Lin Fei? Don't be a nobody. After killing a peak-stage, earth-ranked immortal king with a single punch, Lin Fei was like a heavenly god, standing there proudly. His aura was like a pillar of light as his battle intent surged. Since they wanted to kill him halfway, he would definitely make them regret it today. Swish! Lin Fei lunged towards a certain spot in the void. With a slash of his god force saber, blood splattered as a body fell out. In the blink of an eye, he lunged to the next spot as another corpse fell out. Only after over 10 corpses fell did Lin Fei stop. These corpses were all heaven-ranked immortal kings when they were alive. When they encountered Lin Fei, they were all killed with a single slash, their heads separated from their bodies. After killing over 10 heaven-ranked immortal kings in a single breath, Lin Fei finally stood upright with his saber horizontally. Primordial runes. Their might is truly extraordinary. My God Force runes are truly powerful. Just by changing the way they are formed, their might has increased. Lin Fei stood upright, thinking about the primordial runes in his heart. Just earlier, Lin Fei had a telepathic connection and changed the structure of the God Force runes, simulating a portion of the primordial runes. The might of the God Force runes that were formed from the primordial runes were greatly increased, far exceeding Lin Fei's imagination. Clap, clap, clap. A round of applause came from the void. A black cloud flew out and transformed into 6 black-robed men. The one clapping was the leader of the group. The leader didn't conceal his monstrous demonic chi at all. Demonic Sky, that idiot, dying in your hands, truly deserved it. But when you meet me, Devil Child Jin, you will know that all of this is nothing in front of me. Lin Fei laughed loudly, and here I was wondering who was sneaking around. So it's the subordinates of the Sky Devil Emperor. You only have this much ability, yet you want to deal with this daddy? What a joke. Devil Child Jin launched a sneak attack, but was blocked by Lin Fei. He felt very uncomfortable in his heart. He, Devil Child Jin, was one of the top 50 personal disciples of the Sky Devil Emperor. Lin Fei, you are truly arrogant. Fellow apprentice brothers, let's suppress him together. Do it! Sun Demon Zhen gave the order, and a skeleton flew out from his forehead, turning into 1,000 zhang in size. Demonic chi surged into the sky. The remaining 5 disciples of the Sky Devil Emperor also had 5 skeletons fly out from their foreheads, turning into 1,000 zhang in size. Swish, 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 Sky Devil Life and Death Formation. After the first move failed, Devil Child Jin used the Supreme Formation to suppress Lin Fei. Boom, boom, boom. Once the formation was formed, sinister winds blew and demonic chi filled the sky. 6 demonic figures appeared, ferocious and ferocious, shaking the void. Demonic wind, demonic mountain, demonic water. Thousands of demonic creatures wreaked havoc within the formation. Bang, bang, bang. The demonic creatures shrieked and rushed over in groups. They constantly drilled into Lin Fei's body, wanting to take over his physical body, his entire body. Break for this daddy. Lin Fei's body blurred as he transformed into his 3-headed, 6-armed form and punched out at the thousands of demonic creatures. Every time his fist landed, a flood of divine power would explode, and a large number of demonic creatures would explode. No one could stop him. Boom, 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 within the Sky Devil Life and Death Formation. Wave after wave of terrifying power shook the entire formation. Walala, walala, the skeletons of the formation were filled with cracks. After a loud rumble, they shattered. The Sky Devil Life and Death Formation was completely broken. Pooh, pew, 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 the 6 of them each spat out a mouthful of blood. How can he break the formation? Lin Fei had already rushed out of the formation. With a divine saber in his hand, he slashed at the closest subordinate of the Sky Devil Emperor. His speed was so fast that no one could block it. He was cleaved in half, and the god runes exploded, taking his life. How dare you ambush this daddy? You must be tired of living. Lin Fei grabbed out with his hand. With a loud rumble, the void trembled. The strength of the 18 incarnations merged into one, and the strength of his main body instantly reached 2 billion Dragon God force. He grabbed the opponent's neck and exerted force, and the body of the Sky Devil Emperor's disciple shattered like a perfect work of art. Sun Demon Jun's heart trembled. Impossible. Didn't the intelligence say that you could barely kill early Heaven Realm immortal kings? How can you kill my junior apprentice brother so quickly? As he spoke, Lin Fei consecutively killed another 3 disciples of the Sky Devil Emperor. With 3 heads and 6 arms, he unleashed his full strength. He was truly a Tyrannosaurus in human form, invincible. You are destined to be disappointed. Lin Fei waved his saber, and in a single breath, over 100 saber lights shot out. Each saber light contained 5 billion Dragon God force, and the formation of the primordial Mongolian characters caused the God force runes to improve once again. The intelligence is wrong. Over 100 saber lights instantly engulfed Sun Demon Jin, and he lost all signs of life. What a joke! Over 100 beams of saber light slashed down. How could Jin Mo, who is merely a mid-stage heaven-ranked immortal king, be able to defend against over 100 attacks? He barely managed to block 30 beams of saber light before his fleshly body was blasted apart. The primordial Mongolian characters changed the structure of the God Force runes, giving me an additional 500 million Dragon God Force out of nowhere. My strength has increased imperceptibly. Killing people is simply too satisfying. In the blink of an eye, he killed 6 Heaven Realm immortal kings, one of which was a mid-stage Heaven Realm immortal king. Lin Fei's savagery was beyond imagination. Is there anyone else who wants to make a move? If not, I'm leaving. I'm not playing with you guys anymore. A deafening voice resounded in the air above the mountain range. It was unknown if Lin Fei's savagery, destroying the heavenly demon life and death formation, and killing 6 disciples of the heavenly demon emperor with just a wave of his hand, had frightened them, and no one dared to make a move again. Violet lightning spear. There were still people who were unwilling to give up. The sky darkened once more, and streaks of lightning descended. A 30,000 zhang long spear took the form of a lightning dragon, and with a roar it rushed towards Lin Fei. Before the lightning arrived, the void exploded continuously. Cowardly scoundrel! Lin Fei snorted coldly, and the god fiend grabbed out with his right hand. It grew to 30,000 zhang long, and his god force surged out, crushing the lightning arcs and grabbing the lightning dragon. His god force vibrated, and a black lightning spear landed in his hand, struggling unceasingly. "This spear is mine." The violet lightning spear was suppressed by Lin Fei, and he threw it into the heaven and earth smelt, suppressing it to the point where it couldn't move. Exclamations of shock and anger rang out in the void. Lin Fei raised his hand and slashed out with a saber light, leaving a huge ravine in the sky, and that person disappeared without a trace. That's more like it. Under the envelopment of Lin Fei's divine sense, the people who were hiding earlier disappeared one by one, causing him to feel somewhat disappointed. He really wanted to know who it was that wanted to deal with him, killing him halfway. If he hadn't cultivated the 18 incarnations, he would have suffered a great loss today and would have been suppressed by someone. I hope the Phoenix Academy won't disappoint me. Chapter 1018. Ruins left behind from a great battle. The two high-ranking elders of the Holy Heaven Academy in the sky couldn't help but be completely moved. What a surprise! Lin Fei's strength increased again in such a short time, killing a middle-stage heaven-stage immortal king. I'm afraid there are few disciples in our academy that can match up to him. These two high-ranking elders were protecting Lin Fei along the way. No matter what, Lin Fei was a genius, and the word monster was added after genius. Based on Lin Fei's decisiveness in killing the disciple of the Sky Demon Emperor, we must ensure Lin Fei's safety no matter what. The two high-ranking elders made a decision. Nothing must happen to Lin Fei. There is a big problem with today's matter. We must find out who leaked the secret and almost caused the death of a monster genius. One of the high-ranking elders said coldly. Even they could see that Lin Fei was intercepted and killed halfway. Someone must have leaked his whereabouts and ambushed him. This made them very angry. Very angry. Let's hurry up and catch up. After Lin Fei displayed his extraordinary strength again, the two high-ranking elders were not willing to see anything happen and disappeared without a trace in the blink of an eye. After the two high-ranking elders left, under the mountain ruins, a gust of cold wind blew and a ghostly figure came out. The information was wrong. Lin Fei's strength increased again. Even Demon Child Jin under the Sky Demon Emperor was killed. The person wiped the sweat on his forehead. I must go back and report the situation. Lin Fei is not easy to deal with. After killing the disciple of the Sky Demon Emperor, Lin Fei was in a good mood, especially after obtaining a few top-grade sacred tools. It could be considered as a harvest. Tens of millions of miles in the blink of an eye. Standing in the void, Lin Fei saw the Phoenix Academy far away. Among the mountains there are countless palaces. The area was no less than that of Holy Heaven Academy. No wonder the Phoenix Academy dares to compete with the Holy Heaven Academy. They still have the capital. Lin Fei spread his divine sense and sensed the powerful strength of the Phoenix Academy. If it was before, he might have felt fearful, but now he would at most feel excited. Phoenix Academy, your father is coming. Lin Fei flew out from the void, rushing towards the Phoenix Academy. Whether or not his Phanteon seal could reach the level of an immortal artifact would depend on whether or not the Phoenix Academy would give it their all. Lin Fei's speed was so fast that there was almost nothing to stop him. After reaching the outer perimeter, he descended from the sky. There was a restrictive spell formation set up in the sky, which was quite extraordinary. At the foot of the mountain leading to the Phoenix Academy was a winding mountain path, like a stairway to heaven, endlessly extending upwards. Everyone listen up. Holy Heaven Academy's Lin Fei is extremely arrogant. He is trying to challenge our genius senior brothers. Academy Elder, activate the formation. If that thief Lin Fei dares to come, he will definitely climb up the stairway to heaven. Junior brothers, guard this path with me. Let's give that brat Lin Fei a good lesson. Lin Fei's ears twitched, walking on the bluestone path, wearing a black robe. In the blink of an eye, he arrived at the so-called stairway to heaven, involuntarily giving people a great pressure. Who are you? This is the stairway to heaven of the Phoenix Academy. Not everyone can climb it. At the foot of the stairway to heaven, more than 10 immortal kings were guarding this place. Seeing a black-robed man coming up, one of the immortal king disciples swept over with a sharp, cold light, cutting the falling leaves into pieces, overbearing and fierce. A great principal golden immortal dares to come to our academy. Isn't it easy for senior brothers to teach him a lesson? These immortal kings were all arrogant. To be able to reach this realm, each of them had a great future. Plus the academy was catching up to the Holy Heaven Academy, which encouraged their arrogance. Lin Fei let the cold light fall on his body. Your Phoenix Academy is really overbearing. When the immortal king saw that his cold light couldn't suppress a great principal golden immortal, he felt very embarrassed and immediately sneered. Our Phoenix Academy is overbearing. What about you? With a swoosh, the immortal king rushed up. His face was ferocious. The power of law rotated, like a wind knife cutting over. Lin Fei casually pointed out, landing on the immortal king. But before it could reach him, it exploded with a bang, dying without an intact corpse. Not good. He killed senior brother. The people who were originally watching the show suddenly jumped up. Someone dared to kill people in Phoenix Academy. It was really going against the heavens. Kill him. Avenge senior brother. More than 10 immortal kings each took out their treasures. More than 10 treasures, with extraordinary momentum, rushed towards Lin Fei. Boom! Lin Fei stamped his foot on the ground, and the divine power in the sky burst out. Like a storm, the sacred treasures were shaken away one by one. More than 10 immortal kings vomited blood, and the sacred treasures were also damaged. He is Lin Fei. Suddenly, someone screamed. Lin Fei took the cloak and stomped down with his foot. The earth split apart like a gigantic beast opening its mouth, swallowing them whole. After that, a huge mountain came crashing down, causing the nearby mountain peaks to sink into the ground, vanishing without a trace. Not good. Lin Fei is here. The nearby disciples were shocked, watching more than 10 senior brothers being suppressed by Lin Fei. They all sucked in a breath of cold air. Lin Fei looked up at the stairway to heaven. His face was full of fighting spirit, letting him come to the assessment. Today is the right time to play a big game. Whoosh! Lin Fei opened his mouth and took a deep breath. Genius of the Phoenix Academy, hurry up and get out. This daddy, Lin Fei, is here. A loud, rumbling sound spread out from in front of Lin Fei. Each word contained supreme divine power. All the way up the stairway to heaven. Exploded. The famous stairway to heaven, under Lin Fei's roar, completely disappeared. Genius of the Phoenix Academy, hurry up and get out. This daddy, Lin Fei, is here. The terrifying voice, like a storm, swept all the way. A large piece of mountain range exploded. The mountains of the direct disciples collapsed one by one, or snapped in the middle. Ruins appeared one after another. The beams of the perfectly built palaces collapsed. The red-crowned cranes playing in the sky screamed, fell from the sky and died. The immortal beasts reared. Their bellies turned upside down. Blood flowed out from their 7 orifices. In the huge Phoenix Academy, there was almost no place that was intact. Almost all the buildings were forcibly torn apart by the divine power attack. Ah, this daddy's battle pet is dead. Lin Fei, you son of a bitch. This old man's batch of pellets is ruined. Little bastard, this daddy's mountain peak. Above the Phoenix Academy, all kinds of roars resounded. Many figures arrived. All of them were furious, gathering above Lin Fei. No one would have guessed that Lin Fei would be so cruel, forcefully changing the appearance of the Phoenix Academy. Chapter 1019. Junior Apprentice, Brother Lin Fei. This is really good. In the air, the 2 high-level elders gulped, unable to digest this scene. He is really good, but he seems to have gone too far. The magnificent Phoenix Academy has been ruined to such an extent, however. There is only one word to describe this. Refreshing. To think that their Phoenix Academy would have such a day, ha ha ha. The two high-level elders communicated with their divine sense, unable to conceal the shock on their faces. This kind of crazy behavior made them realize that if they didn't do anything today, it would be difficult for them to take away Lin Fei. They were a little clear on Lin Fei's temperament. He was a typical violent person. To put it bluntly, he was a brute who only cared about killing and fighting, not thinking about anything else. According to their imaginations, when Lin Fei went to challenge the Phoenix Academy's geniuses, he would normally fight his way up to the central holy region and become famous throughout the great metropolis heavens. At the very least, everyone would know of such a person's existence. Unfortunately, the two of them never imagined that Lin Fei would use a different method to turn the Phoenix Academy upside down. Most importantly, they had underestimated Lin Fei's savage temperament. This roar was no less than poking a hornet's nest, pulling a lot of hatred for them. Seeing Lin Fei's actions, they felt incomparably happy. It wasn't that they didn't know about the Phoenix Academy's actions, but they were too lazy to bother with them. Lin Fei had helped them vent their anger. As the main culprit, Lin Fei was calm and indifferent, as if he didn't see the killing intent rising in the sky and the elders. "Don't be angry. Who told you to lay down an array formation that prevented me from going up? So I could only inform everyone like this." When everyone heard this, they nearly spat out a mouthful of blood. Sophistry. This was a blatant sophistry. Who would inform others like this, tormenting the Phoenix Academy? Lin Fei, you destroyed my mountain peak. If I don't take revenge for this, I will not be able to rest in peace. At the end of the sky, saber lights filled the sky. A middle-aged man stood on a saber, his face filled with anger. Each saber light was incomparably tyrannical, no less than a peerless master. The Saber King is here. How can this be? The Saber Peak that the Saber Sovereign spent so much effort to set up was destroyed. All the disciples were shocked. Cut the crap. Today I'm here to challenge. Genius disciples, come at me. Lin Fei yawned. After I'm done with you, I still need to go back to sleep. Contempt. Looking down on the entire Phoenix Academy. Heaven's will is like a blade. That Saber King stretched out his hand and made a grabbing motion. A mysterious aura appeared in his hand and turned into a smooth and round saber covered in densely packed runes. It contained a trace of heavenly might as it chopped straight at Lin Fei. Xiao! The saber locked onto Lin Fei, and a faint heavenly might followed. Using his hand as a saber, Lin Fei also sent out a saber light to meet the Saber Sovereign's so-called heavens will as a saber. Arrogant. This junior Lin Fei is too arrogant. He dares to ignore the Saber Sovereign's heavens will as a saber. An elder angrily said, "The Saber Sovereign's heavens will is like a saber." He comprehended a trace of heaven's will and merged it with it, killing without a trace. Lin Fei is so arrogant he will lose for sure. Another elder said, "That's right. The Saber Sovereign comprehended heaven's will. His saber art is illusory, but it contains a trace of heavenly might. It is like God's help, like a tiger with wings." Although they could not make a move for the time being, this peerless genius Saber Sovereign's saber was enough to make Lin Fei bleed. It's empty. Lin Fei's saber slashed out. The heavens will flash to the left, passing through the void and slashed at his face. A trace of heaven's will attacked, rushing into his sea of consciousness. Ha ha ha, you will lose for sure. This seat's heaven's will is like a saber. That is a trace of heaven's will, and heaven's will has always been unfathomable. How can a mortal catch a trace of it? You will be defeated under this seat's saber. The Saber Sovereign laughed. He was certain that he would defeat Lin Fei. A trace of heaven's will is nothing. Lin Fei coldly snorted and allowed the heavens will to land on his body. Sparks flew everywhere, but this saber could not harm him at all. There was not even a wound left on his body. You take my saber as well. The divine energy saber flew out, and Lin Fei grabbed it. Then he ferociously chopped down. It was ferocious and tyrannical, like a bolt of lightning. The saber struck the so-called saber sovereign's body, immediately splitting him in half. Blood spurted everywhere. The expressions of the disciples who were prepared to cheer for the saber sovereign froze. They could only watch helplessly as the saber sovereign was split in half. The saber sovereign was killed in one saber strike. Moreover, he was not in the academy, so there was no way for him to revive. An elder jumped out and pointed at Lin Fei. Your methods are too cruel. The saber sovereign comprehended heavens will like a saber. Even if it was just a trace, he could still improve in the future. With the flexibility of heaven's will, he could become a pillar of the academy. Yet in the blink of an eye, he was killed by Lin Fei. How could they accept this? Lin Fei laughed. This daddy is cruel? Bullshit? Didn't you see that this daddy took his heavens like a saber? This daddy only used one saber strike. Who told him to not be able to block it? And he still calls himself the saber sovereign? Isn't he ashamed? He might as well change his name to One Saber to Death. The elder was utterly aggrieved. Everyone present saw that Lin Fei blocked the saber sovereign's saber. It was normal for the saber sovereign to block Lin Fei's saber. If he couldn't block it, it meant that he was not strong enough. But how could they dare to say this? This was slapping the academy's face. Lin Fei continued. Today, this daddy is here to cause a scene. Who else is there? Come up quickly. The earlier we fight, the earlier we leave. Everyone's time is precious. Don't be too arrogant, Lin Fei. Another white-clothed man appeared in the sky. A divine pagoda flew out from between his eyebrows. In the blink of an eye, it became 10,000 zhang tall. Runes flashed as it rushed towards Lin Fei. This is senior brother Li Jun's Xianming Divine Pagoda. As the Xianming Divine Pagoda pressed down, two streams of qi rushed out from the pagoda, one black and one white. With terrifying killing intent, they formed a heaven and earth great millstone. Hua, the heaven and earth great millstone moved, and a large area of the void shattered. A terrifying force surged towards Lin Fei, slicing through his body over 100 times, leaving white marks on his skin. F***CK. These two streams of qi transformed into divine dragons. Their power is extraordinary. They can even leave marks on my invincible golden body. Lin Fei was secretly shocked. The Phoenix Academy still had some ability. The two gas divine dragons were unable to tear apart Lin Fei's body. The Phoenix Academy's elders' eyes almost popped out. How could this be possible? These two gas divine dragons had a special origin. In order to refine these two gas divine dragons, they had lost more than 10 Earth Stage Immortal Kings and a Heaven Stage Immortal King before they could completely refine them and refine them into treasures. Again, Li Jun was also dumbfounded. He gritted his teeth and continued to drive the heaven and earth great millstone. He did not believe that he could not shake Lin Fei's body. No matter how powerful his body refining technique was, it would still be crushed into pieces. Hua, 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 hua. The two gas divine millstones were like a storm, constantly cutting at Lin Fei's body, but could not break through, leaving only white marks. Good stuff. This is really good stuff. Lin Fei's eyes flashed with excitement. One by one, the god runes flew out and hit the heaven and earth great millstone. Since he refined the primordial ancient characters, the god force runes had improved. Every time the god force runes hit the millstone, the cutting power began to weaken until a loud sound rang out and the heaven and earth great millstone collapsed. Come here. Lin Fei sent Feng Dozi, who had less than 10% of his original strength, flying. he grabbed at the gas divine dragons. The three-headed, six-armed Xianming god pagoda in the sky grabbed the two gas divine dragons and threw them into the heaven and earth smelt regardless of how they struggled. Even without these two gas divine dragons, you will still be defeated. Xiao, xiao, xiao! Beams of saber light slashed at Li Jun. Just as he said, these two gas divine dragons were his trump cards. Once they were taken away, the Xianming god pagoda's power would be greatly reduced, and he would not be able to suppress it. Lin Fei had beaten him to the brink of death the moment he got close. If not for the two gas divine dragons, he would have already died. Two consecutive genius disciples, each of whom could fight against a heaven-stage immortal king, were defeated in the blink of an eye. This was out of their expectations, and they felt very disappointed. The information is wrong. In the information, Lin Fei's battle prowess was not this powerful, especially those god power runes, which contained a strange power. They couldn't distinguish the real from the fake. Who would have thought that in such a short period of time, Lin Fei's strength would once again increase, and he would cultivate a powerful physique, refining technique? Who else is still unconvinced? Hurry up and make your move. You guys are still Phoenix Academy. Didn't you want to trample on Sacred Heaven Academy? Lin Fei's voice was loud and clear like a great bell. It was deafening, and it was like a slap to their faces. The disciples of Phoenix Academy were indeed very proud. Sacred Heaven Academy was declining year by year, especially without a king-conferred genius. There was a great trend of decline. Lin Fei, you are too presumptuous. We, the three brothers of the profound emperor, will deal with you. Three youths that looked exactly the same came together. The elder, with an ugly expression, couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. The three brothers of the profound emperor can fight against 5 heaven-stage immortal kings. Let's see how this junior Lin Fei can resist. What if the three brothers of the profound emperor lose? No one knew which elder spoke, but the elder who originally saw hope became silent. The loss of a saber king made their hearts ache. In addition to the loss of treasures, they simply couldn't accept this result. If the three brothers of the profound emperor lost, heaven-covering illusion. When the three brothers of the profound emperor came up, one of the youths made a hand seal. Everyone discovered that the three brothers of the profound emperor and Lin Fei had all disappeared. This is the heaven-covering illusion, causing people to be trapped in it, unable to extricate themselves. Many disciples took in a cold breath. Old man, what do we do now? The three brothers of the profound emperor are the trump card of Phoenix Academy. Many genius disciples of our academy have lost to them. In the void, a high-ranking elder said in a deep voice, "Let's see the situation. If it takes too long, then we will make our move." To be able to make 2 high-ranking elders pay attention to the three brothers of the profound emperor, they were naturally not ordinary. Lin Fei fell into the heaven-covering illusion, and his surroundings were gray. Chapter 1020. Phoenix Academy, the profound sovereign's three brothers took action. Regaining some of the popularity of the academy, Lin Fei, the junior that they didn't care about in their eyes, first covered the entire academy with a roar, causing mountains to collapse and buildings to collapse, injuring the academy's disciples. Everything he did was heinous, unforgivable. Even killing 100 times wouldn't be enough to appease their anger. The profound sovereign's three brothers were unique existences in the academy. They were born to be brothers, and they had once defeated many genius disciples of the Elysium Academy. Return this seat's life. In the sky-covering illusory realm, the first Saber King to be killed brought a gust of chilly wind descending from the sky. Then another genius disciple descended one after another. The genius disciples were filled with resentment, as if they walked out from hell. So they are all the enemies that I killed. The corner of Lin Fei's mouth curled up, revealing a hint of surprise. The profound sovereign's three brothers really had some ability. Who cares if you are dead or alive? At worst, this daddy will send you to hell again. Trying to use the heart demon to shake this daddy, you are too naive. Big, big, big. Lin Fei's body expanded, becoming 500,000 zhang tall. One after another, god power runes flew out, forming a huge god power storm, sweeping all the way. Regardless of whether it was the heart demon or others, they instantly fell into the storm vortex and were shredded into pieces. The profound sovereign's 3 brothers. Using this to deal with me is useless. Lin Fei punched upwards, and the god power was like a heavenly pillar. The huge sky covering illusory realm shook, and the newly revived heart demon was obliterated again. Pung, pung, pung. Lin Fei punched more than 10 times in one breath, and the light pillar soared into the sky. Lin Fei took a step forward, and the sky-covering illusory realm shook continuously, gradually unable to withstand, as if it was about to break. I can't let this continue. This guy's god power is shocking, and he wants to shake the sky-covering illusory realm. If this continues, the illusory realm will shatter. Xiao, one on the left and one on the right, each took out a treasure. The profound sovereign's eldest brother took out a sacred saber, while the second brother took out a black divine needle, specialized in breaking the physical body. When the 2 took out their treasures, the sacred saber and divine needle turned into millions of pieces, each vivid and lifelike, with the same aura. Lin Fei admit defeat. The profound sovereign's 3 brothers have always been the bane of your Elysium Academy. After entering our heaven-concealing illusion, no matter how strong you are, you will still suffer a crushing defeat. You killed Senior Brother Saber King and heavily injured Li Jun. Everything you did is more than enough to kill you 100 times over. Killing intent filled the sky and the tens of thousands of sacred sabers and divine needles. It could be called a killing move. Ha ha ha, you guys are really capable. Using the sky concealment illusion to create an illusion, real and fake. No wonder you guys are so confident. Unfortunately, you met me. Heaven, God power, the illusory. To Fei's stage, Reet, an illusory domain. To Fei, Lin Fate, his T. Get lost. Lin Feishan flicked his right hand in the direction of the illusory realm, at a height of 500,000 zhang. With this flick, a Saint Saber was shot out. The 3-headed, 6-armed Saint Saber slammed in the direction of the Saint Saber, and a human figure fell out, coughing up blood. Numerous God Force runes transformed into a saber that slashed down, cleaving the human figure in 2. Big brother! A scream came from the sky, covering illusory realm. Lin Fei took another step forward, and the sky-covering illusory realm was on the verge of collapse. Another figure fell out, and it was the profound sovereign's 3rd brother who created the illusory realm. With one of them dead, the illusory realm was gone, and Lin Fei slammed his palm down, turning his opponent into a meat patty. Unless it was true power, it was useless against Lin Fei. And you. After killing 2 people consecutively, Lin Fei was relaxed. With a slash, he also slashed his opponent in half. This slash contained 5 billion divine dragon force, and it was incomparably sharp with the Grand Mist characters. Killing him was as easy as flipping one's hand, and he was just relying on the illusory realm. With the 3 profound sovereign brothers dead, the sky-covering illusory realm shattered, and Lin Fei returned to his original appearance, appearing in front of everyone. Your hope seems to be useless. The sky-covering illusory realm shattered, and the 3 profound sovereign brothers didn't come out. The hearts of the Phoenix Academy's elders sank again, and the corpses appeared, too horrible to look at. Hateful Junior, you actually dared to kill my sect's disciple. A middle-aged elder looked like he had lost his father, and his anger soared to the sky. Blood flowed out of his eyes, and he couldn't accept this reality. The three profound sovereign brothers were his most outstanding disciples, but they died in the hands of this evil person, Lin Fei. Lin Fei flicked his fingernails. Who can be blamed for not being skilled enough? Could it be that you old thing want to take revenge for your disciple? Trying to kill me? Don't make me look down on your academy. The middle-aged elder flew into a rage, and his immortal energy slashed through the void. He sighed inwardly at Lin Fei's sinister and cunning, cutting off their chance to make a move. The three profound sovereign brothers couldn't suppress Lin Fei, and they died in his hands instead. Every time they lost a genius expert, the Academy Dean's heart was bleeding, and he was in so much pain that he wanted to die. They never thought that one day a holy son of the Holy Heaven Academy could suppress the geniuses of their academy and continuously slap their faces. Elder Fu, this evil person, Lin Fei, isn't exchanging pointers at all. He's here to annihilate our academy's geniuses. Let us kill him and destroy a genius of the Holy Heaven Academy. Elder Fu, we can't let this kid Lin Fei continue like this. Our academy's genius disciples will suffer heavy losses, and we must make a decision as soon as possible. The group of elders of the Phoenix Academy looked at one of the higher-ups. We still underestimated Lin Fei's strength, which resulted in us losing several geniuses in a row. The Holy Heaven Academy has produced an incredible, peerless genius. Elder Fu was a one-armed old man, and he had a gloomy expression. Indeed, we can't let this continue. We must stop the spars. For this spar, just admit defeat for the time being. The words of the higher-ups caused a huge uproar. Admit defeat? How could this be done? An elder with a slightly inferior status said unwillingly, Elder, isn't this making us lower our heads? We have to suppress Lin Fei at least, and we can't let him go back. Lin Fei naturally can't be allowed to go back. This matter needs to be considered at length. Furthermore, the Holy Heaven Academy has sent 2 experts. Once we make a move, it will be equivalent to shedding all pretenses. It will damage our academy's reputation in public. Killing intent flashed in Elder Fu's eyes. The higher-ups were going to make a move. Didn't your academy claim to be replacing the Holy Heaven Academy? Why are there no geniuses willing to come out? Don't tell me you're afraid. Lin Fei snorted coldly as he swept his gaze across the academy's disciples. The geniuses of the academy lowered their heads in shame, and they were filled with fear. Only a few of them dared to look at Lin Fei's gaze. In a spar, they would either be killed or heavily injured. Who would dare to stand out? Didn't they see that the 3 profound Emperor brothers were already dead? Chapter 10:21. You guys admit defeat? Lin Fei blinked, his voice loud and clear. These words were like knocking on the hearts of the Phoenix Academy disciples, making them feel very uncomfortable. Their eyes were filled with killing intent. For Phoenix Academy to say admit defeat in front of them, they could not do it. After pondering for a while, they used the same meaning to make Lin Fei stop, so as to not lose any of the Academy's geniuses. How would they know that Lin Fei did not know what was good for him to say these words in front of them, making them clench their teeth in anger? They had the urge to slap Lin Fei to death. Our academy has already said this. Can't you take a step back? If you don't say it, everyone will know. Is there any meaning in saying it? This old man likes to hear it. The 2 high-level elders in the air almost burst out laughing. Phoenix Academy's trick. How could they not see it? But they did not expect it to be seen through by junior brother Lin Fei. Phoenix Academy is really shameless. Obviously, they don't want to continue, but they have to say it in such a scholarly manner. Junior brother Lin Fei is straightforward enough. Isn't it just a loss? Just say it in front of them. Lin Fei's actions had caused Phoenix Academy to lose face. The 2 high-level elders were undoubtedly the happiest ones. It was no different from eating honey, feeling refreshed. Phoenix Academy, you have such a day. He felt exhilarated and exhilarated. Lin Fei, don't talk nonsense. Since when did our academy admit defeat? One of the elders jumped out, righteously shouting. Lin Fei blinked. So you're saying you don't want to admit defeat? That's easy. Let your geniuses come out. I haven't had enough fun yet. Today we'll have to fight at least 100 rounds. They still want to fight? 100 rounds? The Phoenix Academy disciples were like cats that had their tails stepped on. They almost jumped up. The elders who thought they were doing this for the good of the academy were instantly stared at by countless eyes. Their hearts trembled as they said, I'm doing this for the good of the academy. Lin Fei, that bastard, he doesn't know what's good for him. Phoenix Academy did not want to continue. 100 rounds? Who knows how many geniuses they would lose? Blood would flow like a river. Only a fool would allow this to continue. All right. Another elder stepped forward. Lin Fei, you're Saint's son after all. Our academy's geniuses aren't your match yet. Are you still not satisfied? Must you continue to make trouble? You're wrong. I'm here to exchange pointers. I haven't had my fill yet. Lin Fei said with a straight face. Moreover, you haven't admitted defeat. Of course I have to continue. Otherwise I will feel uncomfortable. Uncomfortable? Shameless? Can you be even more shameless? Haven't you caused enough trouble? Lin Fei ignored their gazes and pointed at a celestial king's disciple not far away. Look at your pretentious appearance. My hands are itching again. Come out and spar with me. Don't worry, I'll definitely be merciful. Show mercy? F***CK, you won't be lenient. You'll definitely take my life. That celestial king's disciple was so scared that his limbs went soft. He cursed in his heart and refused to come down. Who would dare to come down and fight with an evil person like you? He didn't want to see his senior brothers below. Holy Son Lin Fei, your strength is unparalleled. I admit my inferiority. How about I admit defeat in this battle? That celestial king admitted defeat without any backbone. He couldn't raise his fighting spirit. Clearly he was trying to trick him. The Phoenix Academy's elder's face was very ugly, but he couldn't rebuke him. Everyone knew that Lin Fei was pestering endlessly. It was purely intentional. No. If you admit defeat before we even fight, who knows if you're hiding something or not? Lin Fei refused to budge. We have to fight and determine the victor. That celestial king was so scared that he wanted to run away. But he was worried that if he ran away, Lin Fei, this evil person, would stab him in the back. He absolutely couldn't block it. He didn't know what to do. Holy Son Lin Fei, I really didn't hide anything. I admit defeat, okay? He said in a mournful voice. You really admit defeat? Lin Fei asked. Admit defeat? If you admit defeat, hand over your storage ring. Whenever I fight, I have a habit of collecting the spoils of war. You haven't even handed over your storage ring, so it's not admitting defeat. Eat my saber, Lin Fei said fiercely. I'll give it. The Phoenix Academy's elder's face was frighteningly black. After taking the storage ring, Lin Fei glanced at it casually and said disdainfully, Damn, a poor ghost! He robbed the storage ring of a celestial king's disciple, but he still wanted to slap him in the face. He was looking down on their Phoenix Academy. You guys, are you unconvinced? Lin Fei pointed with his finger. If you're not convinced, just make your move. I guarantee that each of you will eat my saber. It'll be very comfortable. With this threat from Lin Fei, the celestial kings of Phoenix Academy didn't dare to say a word. Eat your saber? Wouldn't that be crippled? But Lin Fei's arrogance outside their academy made them feel sullen and helpless. They were all dignified geniuses of Phoenix Academy. Their battle strength was superior to others, but one day they couldn't make a move against a holy son. Lin Fei turned his head. See, they all want to come down and exchange pointers with me. Who asked me to be a good person? There's a lot of time today. If today isn't enough, I'll continue tomorrow. If tomorrow isn't enough, I'll continue the day after tomorrow. There will always be time. The Phoenix Academy elders almost vomited blood. They had never seen such a thick-skinned guy. It was clearly a threat, but he turned black and white upside down, thinking that they couldn't see it. This was forcing them to admit defeat. Holy Sun Lin Fei, do you think this is interesting? A middle-aged man in a brocade robe said angrily. Lin Fei squinted his eyes. You're that person. I don't talk to nobodies. Presumptuous. This is our academy's vice dean, Zhong Tian. Oh, so it's the dean. Lin Fei didn't look surprised at all. No wonder you speak so loudly. Who said I'm messing around? I'm exchanging pointers, and you haven't personally admitted defeat. Of course, I have to continue. Otherwise, if this gets out, people will think that I'm afraid of the geniuses of your academy. Then I won't be able to wash my name clean, even if I jump into the Yellow River. Scoundrel. This kid was a scoundrel. My hands are itching again. Lin Fei said seriously, his eyes darting around, scaring those celestial king disciples. One or two of them ignored the situation and ran away on the spot. Holy Sun Lin Fei, what do you want before you stop? Vice Dean Zhong Tian frowned, constantly suppressing his anger. Holy Sun Lin Fei was too much. Why didn't you say so earlier? Lin Fei said with a smile. If you want me to stop, that's fine. You know me. Victory and defeat are very important. Who asked me to not be rich? I'm just a country bumpkin from the lower realm. I don't have anything I want. I can't compare with them, so I can only rely on plundering. So, you have to give me some compensation. Just give me 10 celestial weapons. You're asking for too much, impossible. Vice Dean Zhong Tian's anger soared to the sky, his body trembling. Not only did he kill the Academy's geniuses, he even came to extort them. Did he really think that their academy was a sick cat? Lin Fei said disappointedly. Then I'd better continue. At worst, I'll just have to work hard. At least I'll get something. Swish, swish, Lin Fei's silhouette vanished as he sprinted towards an earth-ranked consummate stage immortal king. With a slash of his saber, a cold light shot over. Vice Headmaster Zhong Tian took out his holy light disc and blocked this saber strike. The impact caused Vice Headmaster Zhong Tian's blood and qi to churn. Holy Sun Lin Fei, if you have something to say, then say it nicely. Why must you resort to violence? Elder Fu, who had been silent all this while, finally couldn't hold it in any more. Seeing that Lin Fei was about to attack without the slightest scruple, the corners of his eyes kept twitching. Lin Fei stopped. You're the one who said it best. If you're willing to compensate me, why would I need to attack? Killing? No, it's sparring. It's a very mentally exhausting thing. Actually, deep down, I'm still a peace-loving person, and I hate fighting and killing the most. The Phoenix Academy elders could be considered to have experienced what it meant to be a shameless person. To be able to turn black into white and white into black, there was probably no other person in this world besides Lin Fei. 10 immortal artifacts is impossible. State your other conditions. Lin Fei said disdainfully, F***CK, you guys are a famous academy in the great metropolis world. How can you not take out 10 immortal artifacts? Aren't you just trying to trick people, AI, if 10 immortal artifacts aren't enough? Then give me 30 damaged immortal artifacts. That should be fine, right? I heard that damaged immortal artifacts are also quite powerful, so we can just give it some consideration. Wasn't this the same as not saying anything? 30 damaged immortal artifacts, still demanding an exorbitant price. Throughout the history of the Academy, who dared to demand such an exorbitant price from the Academy? Sure, as you wish. Elder Fu agreed. You're still the easiest to negotiate with. Wouldn't it have been better if you had said so earlier, saving everyone a lot of trouble? I'll reluctantly accept it. Lin Fei sneered inwardly, that dignified old thing. I'm afraid you've calculated it well. Giving me something first and ambushing my old man afterwards. Little Tian, go and take out the 30 damaged immortal artifacts. Vice Headmaster Zhong Tian nodded. He turned and went to retrieve the damaged immortal artifacts, but a voice rang out in his mind. Place a special divine sense on each of the 30 damaged immortal artifacts. The things of our academy aren't so easily taken. Spit them out the way you took them. Lin Fei, you're dead for sure. Swaggering around without any scruples. Even Elder Fu is angered. Today, you won't be able to escape even if you have a high-level elder secretly protecting you. Vice Headmaster Zhong Tian flashed with joy. He turned into a beam of light and went to retrieve the damaged immortal artifacts. Lin Fei was extremely calm. As for the elders who wished they could kill him, he completely ignored them. Before long, Vice Headmaster Zhong Tian returned. With a dark expression, he took out a storage ring. You brat, consider yourself lucky that our elder Fu won't bother with you. Otherwise, you can forget about leaving the academy. Your Phoenix Academy has a resounding reputation, so you can't afford to lose and want to secretly kill me, right? Take your things and leave. Vice Headmaster Zhong Tian threw out the storage ring, changing the topic. Everything is inside. Chapter 10:22. You still dare to come? Shameless as expected, Phoenix Academy's elders were filled with killing intent. Extorting once was enough, and you still dare to do it a second time? Do you really think we won't dare to make a move? If it wasn't for the influence, we would have already made a move and killed you 100 times. The Phoenix Academy had spoken such bold words, wanting to replace the Heavenly Academy as a heavy responsibility. Today's matter had completely thrown them away. The Holy Son of the Heavenly Academy had suppressed everyone with his skills. The Phoenix Academy was destined to become a joke. Everyone present had underestimated Lin Fei's ferocity. He didn't play by the rules and did whatever he wanted. Elder Fu's figure disappeared in front of everyone after instructing Zhong Tian. Lin Fei, you've caused great damage to our academy's reputation. Even if you have the protection of the elders, don't even think about returning to Heavenly Academy. Phoenix Academy, deep in the void. It was also a huge palace with space-time turbulence around it. Just from the layout alone, it could be seen that Phoenix Academy wasn't weak and had the foundation to compete with Heavenly Academy. Shameless brat, I suggest we immediately kill him. We can't let him go back. Lin Fei is only a perfected golden immortal, but his battle prowess is abnormal, close to a heaven-stage immortal king. In less than 100 years, he will become a great threat to our academy. We must eradicate him. In the palace, the senior elders were filled with cold, killing intent, filled with murderous intent. In the past 100 years, Phoenix Academy's reputation had been increasing day by day. The academy had nurtured many geniuses, and everyone in the region knew about them. Today, the Holy Son of the Elysium Academy had caused the academy to suffer greatly because of him. This Holy Son was incomparably tyrannical and merciless. He would take the lives of others at every turn. If it wasn't for them having misgivings about the consequences, they would have killed him long ago and wouldn't have allowed him to continue. The scene outside the academy was witnessed by all the higher-ups and elders. Their hearts were filled with anger, and their killing intent had long been aroused. This realm and strength were already amazing. If this continued, they would have to deal with him. Quiet! The thunderous voice of the most powerful elder suppressed everyone's anger. The Divine Heaven Academy has sent a pretty good gift. It's an eye-opener. Since we've sent a gift, we have to return the favor. We can't be lacking in etiquette and let others laugh at us. Elder Tian Kuei, Elder Earthly Star, please bring along Zhong Tian, Daiming, and Honglei, the 3 vice deans, and give them a big gift. His calm voice set the direction with a wave of his hand. The eyes of the elders in the upper echelon lit up. Courtesy demands reciprocation. What a brilliant move. You guys arranged for Holy Son Lin Fei to kill several elders of my academy. We will admit defeat, Then we will ambush the other party in private and kill the exceptional geniuses of the opposing academies. Just nice. Courtesy demands reciprocity. Since you guys came to slap our faces, we will also send a gift. I guarantee that Divine Heaven Academy will want to cry, but have no tears. Not at all, not at all. The two elders in the upper echelon stood up with killing, intent flashing between their brows. A holy son was nothing more than relying on the secret protection of two high-ranking elders. The moment he lost his protection, he would be nothing more than a slightly stronger ant. If the three vice deans were to make a move, they would be able to easily kill him. After all, the Holy Heavens Academy could only suffer in silence. After all, they had never made a move, so it couldn't be considered as bullying the weak. Phoenix Academy still has a lot of resources. At this moment, Lin Fei had turned into a stream of light. The corner of his mouth rose into an arc as he examined the 30 damaged immortal artifacts. Although the 30 immortal artifacts were heavily damaged, their power was still there. They were slightly stronger than supreme-grade sacred artifacts. This was what Lin Fei needed to upgrade the Fanteon seal to a true immortal artifact. If I knew that you guys had ill intentions, you wouldn't have given me the immortal artifacts. After Lin Fei examined the immortal artifacts, a mark was placed on each of them. Others might not be able to tell, but he was different. After checking with the system, he got the result. From the beginning, Lin Fei didn't think that he could easily take away the immortal artifacts. To deal with me? Sooner or later, I'll torture you guys until your teeth fall out. After hundreds of millions of miles, Lin Fei was a large distance away from the Phoenix Academy's area. He was above a mountain range, and he was secretly on guard. The person who attacked didn't seem to be there. Lin Fei didn't let his guard down. He continued flying towards the Elysium Academy. He didn't believe that the people of the Phoenix Academy could really endure this. If they could, the teenage mutant ninja turtle would belong to them. Half a day later, Lin Fei was in a deserted place. It was a place with a radius of tens of millions of miles. It was dead silent, and he couldn't see the end. Little bastard, you killed the genius of my sect. Die. Not long after he stepped into the deserted area, the sky was filled with wind and clouds. Sand and pebbles were flying everywhere. The originally clear sky was plunged into endless darkness. A roar was heard. A terrifying aura shrouded Lin Fei. A thick finger flew out from the void. The finger was covered with the power of law, and it coiled around Lin Fei. Bang, 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 the finger jabbed downwards, and a mountain behind Lin Fei exploded with a boom. It could not withstand the pressure of this finger. Finally making a move, Lin Fei licked the corner of his mouth. I thought you guys couldn't hold back. How dare you? Who dares to kill a disciple of my academy? In the dusky sky, another giant hand reached out and slapped the opponent's finger. The finger that was covered with the power of law shattered inch by inch. Immediately, a person appeared and rushed into the dusky void. The void continued to shatter, and two figures were fighting. Behind each of them was a round disk of holy light, and it was earth-shattering. At least you guys have the heart to arrange a perfect heaven stage immortal king to protect me. Another expert appeared in the void. His aura wasn't any weaker than the opponent's. In the blink of an eye, he was blocked by another person, and the battlefield shifted to the endless void. The Phoenix Academy really has the capital to send two perfect heaven stage immortal kings to deal with me. Two great experts appeared one after another, and held back the two experts behind him. Lin Fei believed that the next move would appear. Kill. Under the dusky sky, a gust of cold wind blew over. Xiao, xiao, xiao. As the cold wind blew, the figure flickered and cold light danced. In an instant, the person who came blasted out hundreds of cold lights, each containing terrifying power. All of them landed on Lin Fei's body, clearly intending to kill him in one hit. Your strength is not bad, but it's a pity that you can't break through my defense. As the voice faded, a person dashed out and punched out. The void shook, and the attack arrived in front of the black-robed man. The black-robed man didn't care and let the punch hit him. "You've been tricked." The black-robed man was pierced, but there was no blood missed. Instead, he wrapped around Lin Fei's arm, and his whole body turned into a black shadow, like a tornado, twining around Lin Fei. Chapter 10:23. Boom, boom, boom in the fragmented void, astral wind whistled past. The 4 Heaven Stage Great Circle experts fought against each other, exchanging blows with terrifying power. The battle between the 4 peerless experts was not something that outsiders could interfere with. Once anyone interfered, the energy fluctuation emitted was enough to shred them into pieces. What a shameless Phoenix Academy, secretly ambushing the weak. Aren't you afraid of becoming a joke if this gets out? Du Tao was one of the elders, secretly protecting Lin Fei. He coldly snorted and forced the other party back with a punch. "Ha ha ha. We're not people of Phoenix Academy at all. A mere Phoenix Academy is not worthy of our action." That person retreated and rushed forward again. "Holy Sky Academy has a saint's son, Lin Fei. Who doesn't know that he has brought an opportunity for your academy to participate in the Eternal Emperor's treasure hunt? After the treasure hunt, Holy Sky Academy will rise again. Someone offered us a high price to get rid of Lin Fei. Who wouldn't be tempted by such a big deal?" These 2 black-robed elders covered their faces. They were Tian Kuei and Di Xing, 2 Heaven Stage Immortal Kings. Even if it was a private action, it was necessary to get rid of Phoenix Academy. As the 2 of them attacked, they also paid attention to the movements below. When they saw that Lin Fei had been trapped, they knew that they had succeeded. They absolutely could not let the 2 of them escape. After that, they could only suffer in silence. They didn't even dare to make a sound. Du Tao and the other elder were well aware that they had no choice but to admit it. Not good. Phoenix Academy is so vicious. They calculated that Lin Fei's physical body is strong and deliberately wanted to kill him in one fell swoop. Lin Fei punched out, but was instead trapped by the opponent. Another 2 black-robed men appeared in the void. Both of them were high-level Heaven Stage Immortal Kings with terrifying strength. Separate. An incarnation walked out. It was one of Du Tao's incarnations, intending to kill the 3 people below. The black-robed man on the other side was unwilling to fall behind. He laughed loudly and also sent out an incarnation to block Du Tao's incarnation. "It's useless. The geniuses of your academy are destined to die here today." Damn it. Du Tao was helpless. His clones were fighting, and his main body was being held back. I already said that once Brother Hong makes a move, a holy sun will be a piece of cake. In the air, 2 black-robed figures appeared. They were none other than Zhong Tian and Dai Ming. Both of them were peak stage, heaven-ranked Immortal Kings. Let's not delay any longer and make our move. In order to kill a holy sun, the 3 Vice School heads should be proud of themselves. Kill. Zhong Tian's hatred towards Lin Fei ran deep. He dared to strut around in the academy and wantonly extorted treasures. He immediately took out a black gourd that was suffused with a dim light. This was the treasure that made him famous, the yin-yang gourd. The yin-yang gourd spat out 2 streams of yin and yang energy. In the blink of an eye, they transformed into 2 yellow flying daggers, treasures that specialized in destroying fleshly bodies. They slashed towards Lin Fei. "Little bastard, I wonder if your body can withstand my yin-yang flying dagger." Dai Ming didn't fall behind. He took out a large tree with lush foliage and glittering silvery light. It was a treasure that could grind tens of thousands of treasures. In addition, this silver tree could break the defense of a divine body. It was specially taken out to deal with Lin Fei. The monstrous battle prowess Lin Fei had displayed was something that even they had to scheme against. They wanted to kill Lin Fei the moment they made a move. The 2 elders were temporarily held back. The longer the battle dragged on, the more disadvantageous it would be for them. They immediately used a killing move, not giving Lin Fei a chance to resist. Good scheme, really good scheme. In order to deal with this daddy, they really put in a lot of effort. A ruthless glint flashed in Lin Fei's eyes. The Phoenix Academy thought too highly of him. Two peak-stage heaven-ranked immortal kings made their moves. The Yin-Yang Flying Dagger and the Glazed Treasure Tree were top-notch treasures that could destroy fleshly bodies. Lin Fei was instantly in a desperate situation. Hong Lei wrapped himself around Lin Fei, restricting his movement. "You are very strong. Unfortunately, you met us." "Ha ha ha, is that so?" Lin Fei threw his head back and laughed heartily. His wrapped body instantly expanded. "Let's see how long you can wrap around me." 10,000 zhong, 50,000 zhong, 100,000 zhong, 300,000 zhong, 500,000 zhong. Lin Fei's fiend god innate ability instantly expanded to 500,000 zhong, piercing through the clouds. His body was covered with densely packed God Force runes, shaking the entire sky. A large area of the void collapsed. Hong Lei didn't cultivate the fleshly body. His body couldn't keep up with Lin Fei's pace. He expanded, and then exploded. The moment he regained his freedom, the Yin-Yang Flying Dagger slashed down like two torrents of qi. The invincible golden physique couldn't help but shiver. He clearly understood that the power contained in the dagger was enough to tear apart his defenses. Lin Fei waved his hand and punched out. Divine power runes collided with the yin and yang qi, sending the two flying knives flying. They crashed into a mountain and exploded into pieces. He raised his head and blew out a breath of air. Divine power surged out majestically, washing over the seven-colored treasure tree. The seven-colored treasure tree shone brilliantly, and its leaves withered. It was a tragic sight to behold. Lin Fei used his divine power to turn danger into safety, turning a disadvantage into an advantage. Hua Lin Fei slashed out. The blade light was like thunder. Hong Lei, who was reforming his fleshly body, realized that it wasn't good. His fleshly body was injured again. Spatial distortion. In a breath's time, Lin Fei pounced forward. His 5 fingers were like mountains. God Force gathered, distorting the space. A pitch-black abyss appeared. Hong Lei fell into it, screaming and dying. In a battle of this level, the slightest carelessness could lead to death. It wasn't a joke. Hee, it's your turn. Lin Fei turned back and grinned at them. How is this possible? Brother Hong died just like that. Freak. Zhong Tian and Dai Ming's treasures failed. They were shocked, seeing Hong Lei, who was on the same level as them, die in an instant. Their throats were squeezed, and they couldn't speak for a long time. In the void, the 4 experts fighting each other couldn't do anything to each other. But when a high-level heaven stage celestial king died, they couldn't help but be dumbfounded. Good kill. Elder Du Tao was worried about Lin Fei. Who would have thought that, in the blink of an eye, the situation would change so drastically? A high-level heaven stage, celestial king, died just like that. Wasn't his battle prowess a little too terrifying? Lin Fei's performance in the Phoenix Academy was shocking, but the scene in front of them toppled his imagination. Killing a high-level heaven stage, celestial king, was enough to reach the level of the Academy's dean. Looks like your people aren't that good. Du Tao laughed loudly. He was in an exceptionally good mood after killing an expert at the level of a dean. The sure kill situation was broken, and there was no more danger. On the other hand, Tian Kuei and the 2 elders of the Earth Star Academy felt as disgusted as if they had eaten a fly. They could only watch helplessly as someone was killed, but they couldn't do anything to stop it. Lin Fei, this be***starred, was still hiding his strength. They were really gritting their teeth. After killing a black-robed man, Lin Fei's figure flashed, and he pounced toward the guy who used the Yin-Yang Flying Dagger. He would deal with this guy first. Yin-Yang Flying Dagger, Zhong Tian's eyes were cold, and the yin-yang flying dagger attacked again. His confidence was broken, and even he didn't notice the change in himself. Scram! Lin Fei didn't do anything, but the yin-yang flying dagger flew out again. A crack appeared on the yin-yang gourd, and in an instant it rushed toward the black-robed man. Just now, you used the yin-yang flying dagger to attack me. You have some guts. Lin Fei stretched out his hand and grabbed. Divine energy burst out, and he grabbed the opponent's hands and feet. He lifted the opponent up and tore him apart. A powerful expert from the United States was torn in half. His primordial spirit flew out, and it was immediately met with a blade light minced into pieces, and there was no possibility of him surviving. Tearing a high-level heaven stage immortal king alive. Dai Ming's body trembled subconsciously. That was fear. He was an expert at the same level, and his body trembled uncontrollably. Then his teeth chattered, and unprecedented fear spread throughout his body. Go quickly! Vice Dean Zhongtian was torn apart, and Dai Ming completely lost his fighting spirit. Even if there were 2 high-level elders present, he couldn't split himself. He was alone, and in front of Lin Fei, wouldn't he be like a sheep in a tiger's mouth? Swish, swish! Lin Fei waved his hand, and the yin-yang flying dagger that had been blown away flew back one after another, piercing through Dai Ming's body, leaving 2 after-images. Dai Ming's body suddenly stopped. You dared to attack me, and now you want to escape? How boring! Dai Ming turned his head and saw the silver fist smashing down, and he was scared out of his wits. Lin Fei caught up, and in a hurry he took out the holy light disc, and the power of laws turned into a wall, trying to buy time for himself to escape. Lin Fei ignored this wall of laws and smashed down with his fist. The silver light tore through the resistance, and the fist smashed into Dai Ming's head, and the might of the celestial artifact swept through the rest of his body. Too cruel. How can there be such a cruel person in this world? Under this punch, Dai Ming used a piece of divine armor to explode his body, wanting to seriously injure Lin Fei. Then he formed his body again, and ran madly without a care for his life. Dai Ming had never seen an expert who could explode his body with a punch. Originally, he had 50 to 60% of his fighting spirit, but in the blink of an eye, he only had 10 to 20% left. He didn't dare to attack even if he had the chance. Hua, an abyss suddenly split in front of him, and a torrent of divine power pressed down. The body that had just formed exploded with a bang, and his flesh was a mess. A big hand slapped down, and his whole body fell into the abyss, and the terrifying, twisting power twisted him into pieces. The 3 black-robed men came quickly, and they died quickly. The one who suffered the most was Zhong Tian, and he was forcibly torn in half. Finally cleaned up, killing 3 high-level heaven stage immortal kings. Lin Fei didn't feel much pressure. Their strength wasn't much different from his, and under the golden body, they were the weaker ones. After all, they weren't experts at the peak of the heaven stage. Zhong Tian, Dai Ming, Hong Lei, the 3 deputy deans died just like that. Tian Kuei and Di Xing looked at each other, and their eyes were filled with shock. This was an existence with even more terrifying potential than them. An existence whose combat strength was at least a high-level heaven stage immortal king. Easily killing 3 experts of the same level, it was too cruel. Let's go. With the death of the 3 vice deans, the 2 of them had lost their will to fight. Du Tao and Lin Fei alone were enough to contend against them. But if the ferocious Lin Fei were to join in as well, they might all die here. Little bastard, I will make you pay for what happened today with your blood. Chapter 1024. Ha 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 ha. So satisfying, so satisfying. Tian Kuei and Earthstar, the 2 heaven stage immortal kings, also have a day of embarrassment. Elder Du Tao laughed loudly, his voice reverberating through the sky. Behind him, the uninhabited mountains exploded one after another, and only stopped after more than 10 mountains were destroyed. Junior brother Lin Fei is really awesome. You killed 3 experts of the Academy in one move and forced 2 Heaven Stage Immortal Kings to flee. No one will believe it if this is spread out. Du Tao and the other high-ranking elder felt proud and elated. They were truly in the limelight. After a round of battle, both of them had wounds on their bodies. At this time, they didn't think much of it. They looked in the direction of Lin Fei and were instantly dumbfounded. Junior brother Lin Fei, where is he? Using the word junior brother completely put the other party on the same level as themselves. The 2 of them were enraged by the 3 deans' actions and despised the shameless methods of the Phoenix Academy. In the blink of an eye, they won the battle and scared the 2 experts away. Lin Fei went from being the focus of nurturing to being on the same level as them in one fell swoop. Not good. Junior brother Lin Fei is young and impetuous. He must have gone to chase after them. Du Tao's expression changed, and he was shocked once again. He didn't even know how Lin Fei left, and he looked at each other in dismay. Quickly chase after him. We can't let anything happen to junior brother Lin Fei. The 2 high-level elders knew one thing. After killing the 3 deans, junior brother Lin Fei was completely qualified to stand on the same level as them. In the future, he would definitely be an existence they looked up to. Zhong Tian, Daiming, Hong Lei, they are all dead. We all underestimated that little bastard Lin Fei. Tian Kuei was a high-level elder and had seen countless storms and waves. But he had never seen such a violent Zenith Heaven Golden Immortal who killed 3 deans in one move. This matter must be reported to the elders. Who would have known that Lin Fei, that little bastard, hid his strength so deeply and secretly had the strength to kill high-level Heaven Stage Immortal Kings? We were all fooled. Earth Star's face was gloomy, and his anger soared to the sky. Hateful indeed. If they had known in advance that Lin Fei possessed such a battle prowess, they would definitely not have believed it to be true. They would not have thought that Zhong Tian and the other 2 vice deans would be able to defeat Lin Fei. How hateful! They had never hated someone so much. Because of one person, they had suffered a huge setback, a real big setback. You too. Why are you in such a hurry to leave? In the sky ahead, a figure suddenly appeared. The person was wearing a black robe and had a smiling face. The divine wings behind him were dozens of feet long, and they slowly retracted into his body. Little bastard, you still dare to come? Tian Kuei let out a roar. Immortal runes flew out and numerous towering mountains were razed to the ground. In an instant, everything was no longer the same as before. Why wouldn't I dare? Lin Fei laughed. Is it because you too are stronger than me? Wrong, 100 wrong. From the moment you two appeared here, you are actually dead men. Tian Kuei and Di Xing were both at the full circle of the Heaven Realm. They were not far from the peak of the Heaven Realm, especially the 2 of them. Even Du Tao and Di Xing were unable to kill them. Lin Fei, this little bastard, dared to boast shamelessly and treat them as dead men? Tian Kuei's face was as gloomy as water. Instead of getting angry, he laughed. Good, good. Originally, when you were together with Du Tao and Di Xing, the 2 of us couldn't do anything to you. But you don't know the immensity of the heavens and the immensity of the earth. You actually dared to take the initiative to look for us. In their eyes, Lin Fei had once again displayed his valiant strength in this battle. From this, it could be seen that his future was bright. This kind of person must be strangled to prevent him from continuing to grow. Lin Fei took the initiative to look for them and ignored the 2 of them. This indeed made them furious. Immediately, they realized that this was an excellent opportunity to personally kill this monster, Lin Fei. Seal the heavens, Elder Di Xing sneered. With a wave of his hand, stars filled the sky. They were formed from the laws. The stars were resplendent, and the light of the moon was incomparably resplendent. They hung down from the sky and were as thick as pillars of light. Immortal runes were all over them. sealing this part of the sky. This was a divine ability restriction that Elder Di Xing was proficient in. Once it was used, it couldn't be broken in a short period of time. This divine ability restriction is not bad. Lin Fei said indifferently. It looks like a grave. It reminds me of a phrase, digging one's own grave. Ha ha ha. Death is at hand, yet you still won't shed a tear. No wonder you dared to kill Zhong Tian, Daiming, and Hong Lei, the 3 vice deans. Tian Kuei's killing intent was cold. His eyes were bloodshot. With the grand formation, don't even think of flying away. Lin Fei was startled. Then he laughed loudly again. I was wondering who they were. So it's the 3 vice deans, so this is all they are? They can't even withstand a single blow. Your academy really has a problem with choosing deans. Next time, you have to choose seriously. It wasn't that Tian Kuei hadn't seen arrogant people before. Even after the Seal the Heavens grand formation was set up, Qin Wentian still dared to ignore them. This was unprecedented. He said in a low voice, under such circumstances, you still dare to joke around and look down on us. Since that's the case, I'll let you die under my strongest attack. Helplessness, despair, and unwillingness will be your final expression. Even though they had set up the Seal the Heavens, they didn't dare to be careless. There was no time to lose. They had to kill Lin Fei first. Go. Tian Kuei's glabella opened. A blood-colored lotus flew out. It was filled with boundless immortal might. Shortly after, a wave of immortal might filled the air. It was incomparably dense, and it bloomed beneath Lin Fei's feet. Brett, you should be proud. This is my strongest attack, the blood-colored lotus. It's a low-grade immortal artifact. A peerless attack. Just accept your fate. Tian Kuei laughed loudly. Do you know what an immortal artifact is? It's a terrifying existence that a little bastard like you'll never see in your entire life. Hua! 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 The blood-colored lotus expanded endlessly. The lotus flew up, and in the space it was in, only a blooming blood-colored lotus remained. Dense immortal might filled the air. Strands of immortal might slashed at Lin Fei's body. It was incomparably terrifying. Its might wasn't any weaker than the golden scissors. As a big fish, thank you for contributing a low-grade immortal artifact. Now you can die. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. The heaven-shaking body, axe flew out and landed in his hand. It looked ordinary. As for immortal artifact, Tian Kuei thought that Lin Fei had some ability. When he saw Lin Fei take out an axe, he immediately laughed. Under the blood-colored lotus, no one can survive. You don't have to struggle anymore. The blood-colored lotus was something that Tian Kuei had refined for a long time. For a full 3,000 years, it specialized in breaking the body and primordial spirit. It was a double attack that could completely defeat Lin Fei. Open! Lin Fei's golden body grew to 9 zhang. It was a 9 zhang golden body. The heaven-shaking godly axe slashed forward, and a dazzling golden light filled with immortal runes struck the petals of the blood-colored lotus. Wherever the golden light passed, the petals would shatter, and a huge hole would appear in the blood-colored lotus that was like an iron bucket of mountains and rivers. The blood-colored lotus is just SOSO. After breaking the blood-colored lotus, Tian Kuei couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. His eyes widened. How can your axe break the blood-colored lotus? It's impossible. This is a low-grade immortal artifact. Hua! Lin Fei waved his axe and chopped again. Another golden light attacked and imprinted into Tian Kuei's vision. Between heaven and earth, only this golden light was left. Fear, despair, unwillingness, and other emotions appeared on Tian Kuei's face. The golden light swept everything. Rings of holy light shattered, and Tian Kuei was drowned in the light. Elder Tian Kuei. After the golden light drowned Tian Kuei, he completely lost his breath. Everything disappeared under the golden light. A broken, blood-colored lotus floated in the sky. Middle-grade immortal artifact. You actually have a middle-grade immortal artifact. Elder Dixing let out a despairing cry. His face was pale. To be able to kill Elder Tian Kuei with one strike of the axe, it must be a middle-grade immortal artifact. You guessed it. Hua! 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 Rays of golden light flew out from the heaven-shaking body axe. Pooh! His left arm flew out. His right arm flew out. Half of his body was gone. Even if Elder Dixing was a heaven stage full circle expert, he still couldn't resist the power of the immortal artifact. Moreover, Lin Fei's heaven-shaking body axe was added with the great Mongolian characters. Its power was extraordinary. It couldn't resist the power of the immortal artifact at all. It looked battered and tattered. Elder Dixing, who was struggling, was completely in despair. He raised his head and grinned. A middle-grade immortal artifact. You will get into trouble because of your wealth. Just wait to be hunted down. A terrifying aura gathered on Elder Dixing. He was ready to self-destruct on the spot. He didn't want Lin Fei to feel better. Instead, he heard a disdainful voice. You have no chance. An even more terrifying golden light turned into a giant and pressed down. The self-exploding energy that had just been gathered was annihilated by an even stronger wave of energy, vanishing into thin air. Phew! Lin Fei's face was a bit pale. He couldn't help but smile bitterly. The heaven-shaking body axe can't be used carelessly. Killing 2 heaven stage full circle experts consumed 60% of my immortal power. However, the heaven-shaking body axe is quite useful. 60% of my immortal power was able to kill 2 heaven stage full circle experts. If not me, who else can do it? Ha ha ha. Since they dared to take revenge on him, Lin Fei wouldn't be polite. The heaven-shaking body axe killing them was actually within the scope of imagination. This move proved the power of the immortal artifact. 60% of immortal power was worth it. Keep. He put away the blood lotus and the 2 storage rings. After looking through them, he beamed with joy. They were all good things, especially the treasures on them. It was enough for him to set up a condensed version of the heaven-destroying formation. With the death of Tian Kuei and Elder Dixing, the heaven-sealing formation disappeared. Lin Fei was once again under the sky. Junior brother Lin Fei, I finally found you. After appearing for a moment, Du Tao and Elder Dixing caught up. Seeing that Lin Fei was safe and sound, they couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Where are Tian Kuei and Elder Dixing? Du Tao chased all the way and couldn't sense any energy fluctuations. He couldn't help but be curious. Lin Fei said proudly, they are too timid. I only scolded them a few words from behind, and they didn't dare to stay. They ran away like a wisp of smoke. They are really extraordinarily timid. Du Tao and Elder Dixing looked at each other and let out a sigh of relief again. It seems like they were quite frightened. Lin Fei's potential surpassed theirs. He didn't think that he would be able to deal with 2 heaven stage full circle experts at this time. Elders, do you know them? Lin Fei changed the topic. Naturally, he wouldn't say that he killed them. It seemed like he was preparing to leave them alive to trick others. Du Tao snorted coldly. Humph! Even if they turned into ashes, I would still be able to recognize them. Those scoundrels who hide their heads and show their tails. This trip is enough to make them feel heartache. Junior brother Lin Fei, you have made a great contribution. If I didn't guess wrongly, you should have killed the 3 vice deans. Lin Fei pretended to be surprised. It can't be. Chapter 10:25. Bang, 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 bang. On top of a 10,000 Zhanghai mountain, there was a palace with a holy aura. Along with the sound of something breaking, 2 figures came out of the void. After their sharp eyes fell on a certain place, their expressions changed drastically. Vice Dean Zhongtian is dead. Vice Dean Daiming is dead. Vice Dean Hong Lei is dead. After the death of 3 vice deans, the bodies of the 2 people who appeared were trembling. But when their eyes moved again and fell on a broken jade ball, they sat on the ground, unable to move their eyes away for a long time. After a while, swoosh, 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 they appeared in the palace one after another. Dead, all dead. How is this possible? The person in the lead, dressed in purple, had an extraordinary temperament, but at this moment his face was wrinkled, obviously unable to accept the scene in front of him. Lin Fei, that shameless bastard, he must have set a trap and killed the 3 deans. This enmity is irreconcilable. Behind the purple-clothed middle-aged man, the elders looked like they were mourning. Their eyes were blood-red. Halos flew out from behind them, unable to conceal the murderous intent on their bodies. 3 vice deans. Phoenix Academy had never suffered such a great loss. Not only did they die, but 2 of their elders who were at the great circle of the heaven realm also died. This thoroughly shocked them and caused them to be filled with boundless anger. Dean, it must be a trap set by Holy Heaven Academy. Otherwise, how could they kill Zhong Tian and the others? Revenge, we must take revenge. The vice deans, they can't die in vain. We must make them pay with blood. Losing 3 vice deans and 2 high-level elders, although it wouldn't make Phoenix Academy unable to rise, it was still a big blow, especially the 2 high-level elders. The purple-clothed, middle-aged man's expression quickly returned to normal, turned around, and walked into the void, disappearing. Deep in the void, when the purple-clothed, middle-aged man came out, more than 10 groups of powerful spiritual bodies gathered together. Tian Kuei, Earthstar is dead. The dozen or so spiritual bodies were filled with rage. Their killing intent was cold as they cut through the void. I told you that Lin Fei would get rid of him as soon as he arrived. Look at what happened now. We lost 3 vice school heads and 2 high-ranking elders. Lin Fei is a shameless bastard. If it weren't for him, our academy wouldn't be in this state. Previously, who was the one who said that we could use Lin Fei to attack Holy Heaven Academy? Look at them now. After a short while, the 10+ spiritual bodies within the palace were arguing without end, and it seemed like a market that couldn't be quieted down. After all, Lin Fei's gift was different from the rest. We're finally back in the Academy District. They don't dare to come anymore. Du Tao and Di Xing believed it, thinking that Tian Kuei and Di Xing were afraid of them. After that, they didn't stop and continued to use their supernatural powers. After a long journey, they finally returned to the territory of the Academy. After killing 3 Dean-level experts, coupled with the Phoenix Academy's loss of face, it was very likely that someone would send someone to kill them. Fortunately, there was no danger along the way. Junior brother Lin Fei will take our leave first. After confirming that it was safe, they heaved a sigh of relief. Lin Fei had completed the assessment. They naturally had to quickly inform the high-ranking elders and refocus on Lin Fei. Take care, elders. After returning, the 2 high-ranking elders were very warm to Lin Fei. As for the reason, it was actually easy to understand. At this moment, they became more casual in their conversation. Du Tao and Di Xing nodded, tore open the void, and directly left. After waiting for them to leave, a cold light flashed across Lin Fei's eyes. The assassination a few days ago was still fresh in Lin Fei's mind. The moment he returned to Holy Heaven Academy, he flew towards the mountain peak of the Junshan Vice School head. Settle accounts as soon as possible. Anger must be vented as soon as possible. The God Power Heavenly Wings was researched by Lin Fei from the prehistoric Mongolian characters. It increased his speed. It was precisely because of this that he was able to chase after the 2 perfect Heaven Stage Immortal Kings. When a huge mountain peak, pavilions, and terraces appeared before Lin Fei, he stopped what he was doing. Not good, junior brother Lin Fei is here. Outside the mountain peak, there were disciples of Junshan Vice School. When they saw Lin Fei coming, they were so scared that they ran for their lives. Junshan, old bastard, get out here. Lin Fei's fiend god hand slammed down on the mountain. Divine power runes covered his palm, causing the mountain to shine with a resplendent light. Ripples appeared on the surface of the mountain as it tried to resist. But when this palm landed on the ripples, the glass-like barrier shattered. Boom! With a single palm strike from the towering mountain, the pavilions and buildings crumbled. The 100 flowers and immortal grasses were blasted apart by the divine power talismans, turning into dust. The disciples who were cultivating on the mountain peak swayed and vomited blood on the ground. Their eyes were filled with fear as they stared blankly at the black-robed Lin Fei outside the mountain peak. The disciples of the vice principal of Mount June did not dare to go out recently. They were all defeated by Lin Fei from the invincible peak. Basically, they could not hold their heads up high. Once they went out, they would become a joke and be pointed at by others. Lin Fei, what are you trying to do? This is Junshan Vice School, Head's territory. How dare you attack? The heaven-seeking saint, the dark north saint, the enlightening saint, and the other saints flew out one after another. They all had ugly expressions as they glared at Lin Fei like resentful wives. Get lost! With a loud rumble, heavy god power runes exploded in front of them. Each of them contained more than 1 billion dragon god power. They tried to block it with all their might, but it was useless. They were all sent flying by the explosion. They could not even withstand a single blow. Old thing, why are you still not coming out? A deafening voice echoed in the sky again. Lin Fei was furious when he did not see anyone coming out. Are you trying to be a coward? Boom! With his 3 heads and 6 arms, Lin Fei reached out and grabbed the mountain peak. With a loud rumble, he pulled up. After the earth shook, the entire mountain peak was uprooted. The disciples cultivating on the mountain peak were sent flying one by one, vomiting blood. There was no one left on the mountain peak. As for the restriction formation, it was completely useless. They were completely useless, so they put them on their shoulders and left. Junior brother Lin Fei is so cruel. He carried Junshan Vice School, Head's Junzi Peak away. What happened? Who offended junior brother Lin Fei? Heaven-seeking saint and the rest watched as their master's peak was carried away by Lin Fei. This was not a normal kind of courage. Quick, inform master. After being attacked by Lin Fei casually, they did not dare to chase after him. Even though they were conceited in their eyes, Lin Fei was no longer someone they could contend against. They couldn't even block a casual attack from Lin Fei, much less raise a hand. Chapter 10:26. The deputy dean of Mount June's influence in the academy could not be underestimated, but no one expected that this fellow Lin Fei would be so bold to this extent. He was truly bold to the extreme. This was Vice Principal Jun Shan's Gentleman Peak. It was said that it was taken from a faraway land of extreme cold, and it took a lot of effort to refine the Gentleman Peak. After refining the Gentleman Peak, Vice Principal Jun Shan found a large number of flowers and plants and planted them on it. The immortal qi in the heavenly abode was very dense, almost unimaginable. But who would have thought that one day there would be an arrogant guy in the school who actually carried the Gentleman Peak and left? Domineering. It was really too domineering. At least in the entire school, no one dared to do so. Even if they did, it was likely that no one could carry the Gentleman Peak. It was said that the Gentleman Peak was incomparably heavy and no one could carry it away. Everyone was shocked, and they all chased after him, becoming onlookers, who didn't have a curious heart for gossip. At the same time, on another mountain peak, the scale of which was no smaller than the Gentleman Peak. I wonder how that brat Lin Fei is doing. On the mountain peak, under a pavilion, the stream flowed unceasingly. Jun Shan didn't know why, but he felt uneasy, feeling that something bad would happen. With his position and strength, he could barely divine some things. But this time, no matter how he divined, he didn't gain anything. "Brother Jun, what's wrong?" Fan Yun casually asked. After all, as long as it was someone, they could see the anxiety on Jun Shan's face. Jun Shan said, I don't know, but why do I feel uneasy as if something is going to happen? There's such a thing? Fan Yun frowned. Is there a mistake? We shouldn't have an accident in the Holy Heaven Academy. Fan Yun was curious, and he knew that it wouldn't be a lie. At their realm, they could divine some things. Generally, as long as they were prepared, nothing would happen. After hearing the matter from Jun Shan, he was indeed surprised. I am indeed uneasy. Jun Shan said doubtfully, I divined just now, but I didn't get anything. I vaguely feel that it seems to be happening in the academy. What in the academy? Fan Yin was greatly shocked. Could it be that an elder of the higher echelons is displeased with you? Jun Shan was extremely puzzled. No matter what, he was the vice dean. What could happen if something happened to him in the academy? This was simply making something out of nothing. But no matter how he looked at it, it was still within the academy. Jun Shan suspected that one of the high-level elders had a problem with him. I'm not sure either. Jun Shan sighed. Let's drink. Let's not talk about this. Jun Shan didn't have to worry about offending a high-level elder, who didn't have a high-level elder behind them. However, what puzzled the deputy dean of Jun Shan was that, in his calculations, his family seemed to be facing a bloody disaster. Yes, let's drink. Fan Yun naturally felt that it was strange, so he didn't continue speaking. Instead, he picked up his wine cup and started drinking. But after drinking a cup of wine, someone barged in from outside. Master, something bad has happened. The person was the North Dark Saint Sun. He had been running all the way. When he saw his master, Jun Shan, he suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. Lin Fei's attack was not simple. The God Power runes had injured him. Bang! The cup in Jun Shan's hand exploded. North Dark, who injured you? Not long ago, his disciple, North Dark, had been injured. But in just a few days he had been injured again. Even as his master, he had lost face. The North Dark Saint Sun cried, Master, quickly go back. That evil thief, Lin Fei, has returned. Not only did he injure us, but he also took away Master's gentleman peak. Jun Zifeng was carried away by Lin Fei. Jun Shan's mind shook and he blurted out, Impossible, how could he come back? However, a strange look flashed in Fan Yun's eyes, but he immediately returned to normal. Master, Lin Fei really came back, and as soon as he came back, he came to our gentleman peak. Only then did Jun Shan confirm that Lin Fei, that bastard, had really come back, and he even took away his gentleman peak. Damn it, really damn it. I want to teach Lin Fei a lesson. He couldn't bear it anymore. Although he didn't know how Lin Fei came back, the fact that gentleman peak had been taken away was a slap to his face. There were many spirit veins on gentleman peak, and almost half of his wealth was in there. Without saying anything, Jun Shan tore the void and went toward Lin Fei. The North Dark Saint Sun caught up with him, and a look of joy flashed in his eyes. Master had come out. Lin Fei, you bastard, will have a good show. Lin Fei is really bold. He even dared to take away Brother Jun's gentleman peak. Fan Yin stood up and also chased after him. Boom, boom. A 10,000 zhang tall mountain suddenly fell from the sky. It landed beside the invincible peak, and it was extremely eye-catching. Master is mighty! Master is mighty! The servants on the invincible peak cheered when they saw this. To them, it didn't matter where the mountain came from. The most important thing was that their master was back. Lin Fei, who was dressed in a black robe, threw the mountain onto the invincible peak as soon as he returned. Master! When Lin Fei landed on the invincible peak, he noticed that the gentleman peak was pretty good. He must have put in a lot of effort into it. Master, this mountain is great. Sky Dragon said immediately. I always felt that our invincible peak seemed to be lacking something. It's a 10,000 zhang tall mountain. Master, there are many immortal beasts on this mountain. I secretly ate one the last time, The chubby hairball sat on a mortal beast and swaggered around. His eyes were fixed on the gentleman peak. Obviously, he had done many bad things on the peak. Blood Shadow appeared behind Lin Fei silently. "Master, isn't this the gentleman peak?" Sky Dragon said. Not bad, right? From today onwards, this gentleman peak is ours." Lin Fei did not have a good impression of the vice principal of Mount June. Therefore, he decided to carry the mountain and left. "Lin Fei, how dare you?" Loud booms could be heard from afar, and explosions could be heard in the air. The explosions reached the vicinity of the invincible peak. Blood Shadow threw a punch, and a majestic force blocked the attack. Unknowingly, Blood Shadow's strength had increased again. Once Mount June left, he went straight to the invincible peak. When he saw the gentleman peak beside the invincible peak, he was so angry that he almost went berserk. This Lin Fei is too arrogant. Chapter 10:27. Old Bastard. The Deputy Dean of Mount June came in person and was caught off guard by these words. He almost vomited blood on the spot. He was the Vice Dean and his status was not lower than a saint's son's. However, for the people in the surroundings, whether they were core disciples, personal disciples, or even the famous holy sons, their expressions changed drastically when they heard those words. In order to become the vice school head, there was no one who did not have the support of the upper echelons of the school. Even a saint would not dare to act recklessly. Offending a vice principal was not a good thing. Who could guarantee that they would not make things difficult for themselves in the future? Under normal circumstances, no one would offend the deputy dean. Everyone knew that the deputy dean of Mount June was a narrow-minded person. Whoever offended him would not have a good end. "Junior brother Lin Fei, what's wrong?" Why did he offend the deputy dean of Mount June? This is big trouble. Didn't I hear that junior brother Lin Fei went to the Phoenix Academy? Could it be that it's just a rumor? The onlookers underestimated him. Holy son Lin Fei, no matter what the reason is, I, the deputy dean, must teach you a lesson for making such a mistake. The deputy dean of Mount June didn't want to talk nonsense with Lin Fei. Are you going to surrender yourself? Or do you want me to do it myself? Meanwhile, Fan Yin walked out from the sky, and he couldn't help but be slightly stunned when he saw the towering gentleman peak. This Lin Fei is really bold. Throughout the entire academy, who would dare to lay their hands on the mountain peak owned by the vice principal, Lin Fei was an accident. Even Fan Yin himself could not understand what gave him the confidence to do such a thing. Holy son Lin Fei, you've made a huge mistake. Without waiting for Fan Yin to finish speaking, Lin Fei stretched out his hand and pointed. Dean Fan Yin, it's best if you don't interfere. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. The onlookers could not help but suck in a breath of cold air. This Lin Fei is too arrogant, daring to threaten the vice principal in front of everyone. Offending a deputy dean of Mount June was fine, but now he had offended another dean. This was like offending him to death. You, Vice Dean Fan Yin. Zhang Xian's expression darkened. Then he returned to normal and didn't speak again. It was as if he had been frightened by someone. Lin Fei was indeed dissatisfied with the vice principal. No matter who it was, he would not give face to anyone who dared to interfere. Ha ha ha! I, Lin Fei, fear neither the heavens nor the earth. You want me to surrender? What a joke! Lin Fei said disapprovingly. You'd better do it yourself. Sky covering palm print. Jun Shan was indeed angry. He was a vice principal, and no one in the academy dared to disrespect him. Even the saint had to be polite to him. Jun Shan could not tolerate Lin Fei's disregard of him. No matter who came today, no one would be able to stop him from taking care of Lin Fei. As soon as the sky-covering palm appeared, there was only one black palm left in the world. The bottom of the palm imprint was filled with law energy. The moment he made his move, he already had the strength of a peak stage heaven-ranked immortal king. The vice principal of Junshan is too strong. An ordinary sky-covering palm imprint is so strong. With this move, Lin Fei might be suppressed. As soon as the vice principal of Junshan made his move, he displayed his powerful strength, which shocked all the academy disciples. Those who could become the vice principal were indeed not simple. Old thing, you only have this little attack. You still dare to take it out? Lin Fei said disdainfully. His god-fiend right hand soared into the sky and punched through the opponent's sky-covering palm imprint, shattering it. One punch was enough. Lin Fei waved his hand and smashed the sky-covering palm imprint with a punch. The disciples present were dumbfounded and almost had no time to digest this. Junior brother Lin Fei's strength, how can it be so strong? I don't know how to look at flowers anymore. The vice principal of Junshan's punch was broken. Lin Fei was famous in the academy and even in the great metropolis celestial realm. But who would have thought that Lin Fei's combat strength was so terrifying? Although Junshan was afraid of Lin Fei, he still believed that taking him down wasn't a problem. Taking him down in front of everyone would allow him to once again establish his prestige in the academy. You're hiding your strength. Who said I'm not allowed to hide my strength? Lin Fei turned into a blur and laughed loudly. He crossed a distance of several thousand zhang in an instant and arrived in front of the vice principal of Junshan. Divine power runes flew out and quickly formed a grand formation. The enormous divine power runes laid down a terrifying formation. In a very short time, Lin Fei laid down a formation. Old thing, didn't you want to punish me? Come. Once the formation was complete, Lin Fei's fist smashed into Junshan's body. Terrifying divine power pierced through his body, causing Junshan to vomit up a mouthful of blood. He was shocked. Ah, where are my immortal power and my law power? Junshan was shocked to find that his immortal power and law power had disappeared in an instant. Only his physical body remained. Lin Fei's punch caused him to vomit up a mouthful of blood. It was extremely uncomfortable. Bang! Lin Fei had 3 heads and 6 arms. Each of his arms had a saber. They were mysterious and unfathomable, and they constantly slashed at the vice principal of Junshan's body with saber light. The saber light was incomparably terrifying. The vice principal of Junshan's physical body just barely managed to block it, but he still couldn't stop Lin Fei's crazy attacks. His left arm, right arm, and then his body. His bones were almost visible. It was a ghastly sight. In such a state, even if Junshan had the ability, he couldn't block Lin Fei's ferocious might. Bang! Another powerful saber turned into a beam of light. Junshan saw his head fly up. Having lost his head, his physical body lost its ability and exploded in an instant. As he lost consciousness, Junshan's only thought was, how can he be so powerful? The vice principal of Junshan's head was chopped off, and his physical body was violently crushed. He experienced an unimaginable death. The spectators broke out in a cold sweat, and their legs began to tremble. Even the vice principal of Junshan isn't his match. The vice principal of Junshan's plan failed. Although the battle was short, no one could ignore Lin Fei. He even dared to kill the vice principal, let alone them. How is this possible? Isn't Lin Fei just a saint? How can his combat strength be so powerful? Even Junshan isn't his match. The expression of Fan Yun, who had been watching from the side, changed greatly. He couldn't believe this result. He muttered to himself, I finally know why Junshan couldn't calculate the result. It's not because the higher-ups are targeting him, but because of Lin Fei. Unknowingly, Fan Yin couldn't help rejoicing that he didn't continue to attack just now. His strength was on par with Junshan. Once he attacked, his lower wing would be the same as Junshan. Junshan's strength was powerful, and he quickly reassembled his physical body. "Brother Fan, Lin Fei is going against the heavens. Let's suppress him together," said Jun Shan to Fan Yun as soon as he recovered. The two of them tried to suppress Lin Fei together. "Old thing, don't think about it." An abyss appeared under Jun Shan and swallowed him. The twisting power cut his physical body. No matter how he struggled, he couldn't break free. After another wave of despair completely stopped, Lin Fei hated Jun Shan to the core. The moment he attacked, his strength was the fiercest. He didn't give Jun Shan any chance. In Holy Heaven Academy, no matter how he killed, Jun Shan wouldn't really die. At most, his vitality would be greatly injured. This result was what he wanted. "Dean Fan, do you also want to attack?" His sharp gaze instantly fell on Fan Yin. His heart couldn't help but tremble. He squeezed out an ugly smile. "Holy Son Lin Fei, you must be joking. Why would I attack?" "It's best if you don't attack," said Lin Fei. "Holy Son Lin Fei, Dean Jun is the dean after all. Why don't we bury the hatchet and stop here?" Fan Yin and Jun Shan had a rather good relationship. He wanted to persuade him if he could. Xiao xiao xiao, rays of resplendent light rushed towards Fan Yin. A trace of blood flowed down from his face. He tried to block it with great difficulty. His qi and blood were in turmoil. He was shocked. How is this possible? Lin Fei is only at the great firmament golden immortal realm. How can his divine power be so vigorous? It's not inferior to my family's power. This, Fan Yin could be said to be dumbfounded. Bang! A deafening sound came from someone's body again. Fan Yin looked over. Jun Shan was killed once again. He looked over in despair and didn't dare to look straight at it. "I'm afraid Jun Shan is finished." After coming into contact with Lin Fei's combat power, Fan Yin didn't dare to have any thoughts. From today onwards, Lin Fei would probably have to look up to him. "Lin Fei, that's enough." After reviving again, Jun Shan tried to put up a strong front and tried to scare Lin Fei. But what followed was Lin Fei's fist. "I've only killed you 6 times. I haven't had enough fun yet." After Lin Fei killed Jun Shan with a punch, he said coldly, "If I don't kill you 100 times, you'll really think that I'm easy to bully." The faces of Jun Shan's vice dean's disciples were all black. Especially after hearing this, they ran away silently and didn't dare to watch anymore. 100 times. This was making Jun Shan's vice dean unable to bear it. Many people didn't dare to watch anymore. Successor Lin Fei was too cruel. He even dared to make a move. "Successor Lin Fei, that's enough." A dignified voice rang out from the sky as a few elders appeared before them. At this moment, Jun Shan came back to life once again. When he saw one of the elders, he shouted, "Elder Mu, Lin Fei has gone mad. Please take him down. You're quite bold. You still dare to shout." Lin Fei rushed up and slashed with his saber. A voice sounded in his ear. "Successor Lin Fei, do you still want to continue killing?" A finger light pointed at the saber light. This was to stop Lin Fei from making a move. Jun Shan roared, "Lin Fei, you're dead. You dare to kill me, the dean. I want you to never have a day of peace in the academy. Prepare to be exiled to the battlefield. You'd better continue to die. I've already said that you must die 100 times today." God Fiend Lin Fei's right hand struck out at the finger beam, shattering it. Jun Shan's eyes widened as he was once again killed by a fist. If you think this website is good, please share it. Thank you for your support. Chapter 10:28. After the appearance of Elder Mu, everyone thought that Lin Fei would not dare to act recklessly. However, the result was still unexpected. The deputy dean of Mount June was killed once again. Junior brother Lin Fei didn't give him any face at all. It's over. Junior brother Lin Fei is really finished this time. Who doesn't know that Elder Mu is the great backer of the vice principal of Mount June? How dare they kill him right in front of him? Unbelievable. Robbing Genzi Peak and killing the Deputy Dean of Mount June is still a small matter. He shouldn't have offended Elder Moo. Who didn't know the big backer behind the Deputy Dean of Mount June? Who didn't know? Killing the Deputy Dean of Mount June in front of him was clearly not giving Elder Moo face. While the crowd was sighing, Elder Moo, a high-ranking elder, was enraged. After being in the top position for so long, he didn't allow anyone to be arrogant and disregard his existence. His sharp gaze turned to Lin Fei. The sky darkened, and an oppressive aura enveloped everyone. You killed the Vice Dean of Mount June. Do you know your crime? Boom, 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 boom. The huge words condensed from the laws were extremely profound and heavy. Divine force couldn't resist them. When they were uttered by Elder Moo, who was a high-ranking elder, they contained supreme divine might. They were uttered by an expert in the peak heavenly realm. The vast sky trembled continuously as if it was going to collapse. I'm not guilty. You want to bully the weak. Dream on. When Lin Fei returned this time, he had already expected this scene. He shouted loudly, and with the divine saber in his hand, he sent out many saber lights. The power was not inferior to the other party's Dharma words. Bang, 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 the saber light slashed on the Dharma word, giving off a bright light. The saber light and the Dharma word exploded, suppressing Elder Moo's furious attack. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Lin Fei broke the attack and the saber light flashed again. The flood was 30 kilometers long, surging unceasingly as it rushed towards Elder Moo, the elder of the upper echelon. The enraged law character was broken, and a strange look flashed in Elder Moo's eyes. He raised his left hand, and a wall of laws appeared out of nowhere, blocking in front of him. What a holy son! You want to make a move against this old man? You don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. This old man will personally make the decision to suppress you beneath my feet. The Deputy Dean of Mount June came back to life again, seeing that his backer had made a move. His pale face lit up with joy. Lin Fei was finally out of luck. He even dared to make a move against Elder Moo. Whoosh! Without waiting for the vice headmaster of Mount June to be pleased with himself, the saber light fell and killed him once again. A voice sounded in his ear. No matter who you are destined to die 100 times today. After being resurrected again and again, the Deputy Dean of Mount June was so weak that he couldn't even condense his strength. Naturally, he couldn't block Lin Fei's domineering bladesmanship that incorporated the Mongolian characters. It was only natural that he was killed on the spot. What should we do? Should we stop them? The high-level elders who accompanied Elder Moo couldn't help but change their expressions when they saw the two of them fight as soon as they met, especially after witnessing the scene of Lin Fei casually killing the Deputy Dean of Mount June. This temper is really irascible. In the academy, who dared to be as domineering as Lin Fei, he killed the dean as easily as slaughtering cattle and sheep. A high-level elder narrowed his eyes and said, "He's so young, but his methods are so cruel. Elder Moo, it's good that you make a move. Suppress him so that he won't ride on our heads in the future." That's right. He even dared to kill the deputy dean. Such combat strength is really incomparably terrifying. If we don't temper him now, I'm afraid we won't have the right to speak in the future. These high-level elders belonged to the bottom of the high-level group, but they were also experts at the great perfection of Heaven's stage. Naturally, they couldn't see a saint provoking their rights. The torrent rushed down and a green light appeared. With irresistible force, the wall of law shattered like a piece of mirror. The torrent transformed into a green divine saber that slashed down and blasted the body of this Elder Moo. The saber blasted tens of thousands of miles away, and a mountain range collapsed. Elder Moo was blasted away, and a mountain range collapsed. His mind was at a loss. He was blasted away by a saint. How could this be possible? Boom! A 10,000 zhang square seal descended from the sky. Xianming cold qi rushed down with a heavy force. It pressed down on Elder Moo's body, and cracks appeared on his body. Damn it! Elder Moo was, after all, a high-ranking elder. His body shook, and a majestic aura soared into the sky. The flipping sky seal was on the verge of collapsing and was about to be sent flying. A figure appeared out of nowhere and stood on the flipping sky seal. He pressed down, and the sound of cracking could be heard. Old thing, how does it feel? Fantion seal couldn't suppress Elder Moo. As soon as Lin Fei stood on Fantion seal, Elder Moo spat out a mouthful of blood on the spot. He couldn't move, and no matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't get rid of the pressure. Lin Fei stood on Fantion seal. Didn't you want to suppress me? It seems like you've miscalculated. I should be the one suppressing you. You're already so old, and yet you still come out to cause trouble. Are you regretting it now? Lin Fei was able to suppress Elder Moo because he caught Elder Moo off guard, and because of Elder Moo's miscalculation, he was suppressed. Elder Moo. Chapter 10:29. P.S. It's a new month. Thanks to a touch of the setting sun for the tip. It's the beginning of the month. I'm looking for a guaranteed monthly ticket. Everyone who has a ticket, please vote for me. I'm immediately filled with motivation to write. A dignified senior elder was suppressed by Fantion seal and beaten up by a brat. Elder Moo could not even defeat his opponent with his supernatural powers. One could imagine how sullen he felt. Hate Lin Fei? That was inevitable. Elder Du, you've come at the right time. Quickly take down Lin Fei. After a few more powerful auras descended, streams of nomological powers flew out and isolated everything except for the Academy's disciples. The rest of the elders, including Lin Fei, disappeared. The senior elders who had been intimidated by Lin Fei cupped their hands at the newcomer. Elder Du! Elder Moo, it's better for you to be quiet. I have my own plans for this. The newcomer was none other than Elder Du Tao, who had been secretly protecting Elder Moo. He snorted at Elder Moo, and a strange look flashed across his eyes. Elder Moo and Elder Du usually had an ordinary relationship, and their positions were similar. After being reprimanded by Elder Du, Elder Moo's eyes flickered, but he tolerated it. Another wound was torn open on his body, and blood flowed out. It's good that Elder Du is here. Yes, Lin Fei is too arrogant. He even dared to suppress Elder Moo. Lin Fei is in big trouble this time. A few senior elders secretly communicated with each other through voice transmission. They were very dissatisfied with Lin Fei's disregard for them, but they did not dare to make a move due to their fear of Lin Fei's terrifying strength. For the sake of the high-level elders, they were well aware that Elder Moo had suffered a great loss in the hands of Lin Fei. It was no different from becoming a stepping stone for Lin Fei. It was conceivable that in the future, even the high-level elders would not dare to go against Lin Fei. They had acted recklessly. It would be fine if they won, but if they lost, where would they put their faces? They heaved a sigh of relief when Elder Du appeared. At the very least, they did not need to do anything. Elder Du, you're really fast, Lin Fei said with a grin. Upon hearing those words, the faces of the elders, including Elder Moo, darkened. From his tone, it sounded as if they were on good terms. How could that be possible? After Du Tao returned from protecting Lin Fei, he couldn't help but report the information on Lin Fei. After all, Lin Fei was no longer an insignificant person, and would probably occupy an important position in the Academy in the future. However, as soon as the report ended, there was news from below that Lin Fei beat up the Deputy Dean of Mount June and killed him more than 10 times. Not only that, but he even fought with Elder Moo. Du Tao was shocked. Naturally, he knew why junior brother Lin Fei attacked the Deputy Dean of Mount June. The only thing he didn't expect was that junior brother Lin Fei would be so bold as to fight in public, take away Gentleman Peak, and even kill the Deputy Dean of Mount June on the spot. Upon hearing this, Du Tao didn't dare to hesitate and immediately came. He was afraid that junior brother Lin Fei would suffer at the hands of Elder Mu, so he acted as a peacemaker to settle this matter. After seeing the scene in front of him, Du Tao almost couldn't believe it. Junior brother Lin Fei had suppressed Elder Mu, and there was even a brat who was bleeding Elder Mu. What kind of joke was this? If he hadn't seen junior brother Lin Fei's strength, Du Tao would have suspected that Elder Mu was acting on his own. After all, he was a high-level elder. If we don't hurry up, I'm afraid you'll tear down the academy. Du Tao said with a wry smile. Elder Mu's heart skipped a beat as he thought to himself, damn it! How does a young fellow like Lin Fei know Elder Du? He even looks very familiar. Tear down the academy? Elder Du, you really think highly of me. Unfortunately, I don't have the guts for now. It's possible to beat them up. Lin Fei said bluntly. It just so happened that the vice dean of Mount June resurrected. He waved his hand and slashed down again, killing the other party again. Du Tao was shocked and thought, it seems that junior brother Lin Fei is quite angry. Mount June was killed like this. He's really crippled now. Right now, it's better to let Lin Fei stop. From the scene at Phoenix Academy, Du Tao knew that junior brother Lin Fei was a violent person. Since Mount June ended up like this, it was obvious that they were all present at the scene of the assassination. Among the 5 vice deans, it was reasonable for someone to leak the secret. Junior brother Lin Fei's suspicion of Mount June was not without reason. Many clues were linked together, and Mount June naturally became the target of suspicion. Junior brother Lin Fei, for my sake, how about letting this matter go for now? Elder Du said, you have to believe that we will definitely give you a satisfactory explanation. Come, take the vice dean of Mount June away. Mount June was resurrected again. Du Tao ordered people to take the vice dean away. If he continued to stay here, he would only stop after killing 100 times like what Du Tao said. At this time, the vice dean of Mount June completely lost his temper. After being killed for about 30 times in a row, anyone would lose their temper. When he was taken away, he was relieved. Finally, he could stay away from this violent person, Lin Fei. Lin Fei didn't attack again. He said to Du Tao, it's fine not to kill him, but this old thing, relying on his stronger strength to bully the weak, wants me to let him go? That's impossible. The vice dean of Mount June had been killed by him no less than 30 times. No matter what happened in the future, it was impossible for him to have a future. Intercepting and killing halfway had to pay a price. Lin Fei could let Elder Du Tao take him away, but Elder Mu was different. With great difficulty, a high-level elder came to the door. Not killing him to establish his power was not giving up an opportunity. Du Tao cursed Elder Mu in his heart. No matter what, you are a high-level elder, a big shot. Is it worthwhile to fight with Lin Fei? Now look at you, you've been suppressed by someone, and you've even been beaten up by a little brat. Your illustrious reputation is ruined just like that. Elder Du, did you see that? A saint's son is so arrogant. Why don't you take him down? Elder Mu was furious. Do you want to be a joke? Being so fierce today, I'm afraid in the future it will be on our heads. Elder Mu's words were obviously directed at the other high-level elders and resonated with them. If they didn't take down this genius, Lin Fei, and punish him today, they would be the ones who would suffer in the future. Elder Du, Elder Mu is right. This kid, Lin Fei, really needs to be disciplined. If Elder Du doesn't take action, we will report this matter to the higher-ups. Our academy is full of geniuses, but there has never been anyone as bold as Lin Fei. If we don't suppress him today, I'm afraid that those genius disciples will follow suit and not take us seriously. This is something that no one wants to see, right? They were afraid of Lin Fei's strength, but he was good at talking. With just a few words, he had forced Du Tao to take action, personally. Among the people present, Elder Du Tao was much stronger than Elder Mu. If they joined forces, they could completely suppress Lin Fei. Shut up! Du Tao snorted coldly. His voice was like a deafening thunder exploding in the sky, and his qi and blood were surging. I will handle this matter regarding Lin Fei. This is not a place for you to complain. Du Tao's cold eyes glanced at them one by one. They didn't dare to look at each other, but Elder Mu resisted and said in a deep voice, Elder Du, Lin Fei is lawless. Are you trying to protect him? Blood Shadow, you go up too. Help him bleed. At Lin Fei's order, Blood Shadow rushed in and waves of blood rolled. Soon after, Elder Mu's screams could be heard. The Fanteon seal was an existence that surpassed a supreme grade sacred weapon. Under Lin Fei's control, it was indeed not something that Elder Mu could rush out of. Elder Mu was already at a disadvantage against Hairball, let alone Blood Shadow. Surprisingly, Du Tao didn't stop him. He thought to himself, Elder Mu really doesn't know what's good for him. Junior Lin Fei is obviously angry. Isn't this provoking Junior Lin Fei? It would be strange if he could have a good ending. Serves him right. Under the Fanteon seal, Elder Mu was suffering unspeakably. A little kid who was good at spatial ability and could transform into a ghost appeared and disappeared unpredictably. His opponent's small hands were extremely sharp and could tear his flesh apart. He had lost a lot of blood, but he couldn't do anything about it. With the addition of Blood Shadow, he was really at a disadvantage. Blood Shadow's original body was a tyrannical existence, and his defense was quite terrifying. Now that he had advanced to the Heaven Stage Immortal King, his combat power couldn't be ignored. Elder Mu gradually couldn't hold on anymore. Damn that Lin Fei! This old man is an elder of the upper echelon. How could he do this? Elder Mu roared in his heart. And this little kid and this Blood Shadow, what is their background? He is a Zenith Heaven Golden Immortal. How can he have two great experts by his side? Hua! One of them was injured, and an arm flew out. Blood splattered everywhere. He was furious, but every time he attacked, the power was limited. It was soft and powerless. Junior brother Lin Fei, Elder Mu has suffered a loss. Why don't you just let it go? I believe in the future. He won't dare to find trouble with you. Although Elder Mu had only himself to blame, Du Tao still wanted to be the peacemaker. Otherwise, he wouldn't have set up a divine ability to stop the Academy's disciples from watching. After all, it wasn't a glorious thing. Since Elder Du has spoken, of course I have to give him face, Lin Fei said after a moment of silence. Du Tao had just heaved a sigh of relief, but when he heard Lin Fei's voice, his heart sank. It seemed that nothing good would come out of it. You can be generous, but you also know that I am just a small Zenith Heaven Golden Immortal. Elder Mu is a big figure and he bullied me. I am so scared that my limbs are still weak. No matter what, you have to compensate me, right? It seemed that Elder Mu was going to have to pay a big price. Du Tao knew that Lin Fei wouldn't let Elder Mu go willingly, and it was inevitable that he would extort some treasures from Elder Mu. What? He wants me to compensate. These words were naturally transmitted through divine sense. Elder Mu, you have seen the situation. How long do you think he can last? Du Tao hit the nail on the head, directly pointing out Elder Mu's current situation. No, Elder Mu originally wanted to say that it was impossible. You want me, a high-level elder, to compensate for the loss? What a big joke. Can't you be more serious? The words were on the tip of his tongue, but he stopped when he realized his situation. If this dragged on, it would be hard to guarantee that he wouldn't be killed. The loss would be great. Chapter 1030. I can't accept it. Elder Mu hated Lin Fei to death, but he had no choice but to lower his head and compromise for the time being. What a greedy bastard. After paying a huge sum of money, Elder Mu left the area, too ashamed to stay any longer. At the same time, he had witnessed Lin Fei's black-hearted shamelessness. It was clear that he, as a high-ranking elder, was the one who had suffered a loss, and in the end he was the one who ended up being the laughing-stock of the Academy. Elder Mu had to suffer in silence, unable to voice out his bitterness. I won't let this matter go so easily. Junior brother Lin Fei, you're too impulsive. You've completely offended Elder Mu and the other elders." Elder Du Tao sighed as he watched Elder Mu leave. Lin Fei smiled. "So be it. I don't think it's a big deal, unless you still need to be taught a lesson." Lin Fei had gotten quite a number of high-grade sacred weapons from Elder Mu, and there were even a couple of supreme-grade sacred weapons. As for offending someone, he didn't take it seriously at all. Du Tao knew it would be like this. He had not known Lin Fei for a long time, so he knew a little about his junior brother's temper. He was a typical person who could be persuaded by reason but not cowed by force. Elder Mu and the Deputy Dean of Mount June were simply shooting themselves in the foot. "I really don't know what to say to you," Du Tao said. "You'd better not go out these few days. You've embarrassed Elder Mu. According to his character, he might do something to you. You don't have to worry about the matters between the higher-ups. With your strength, the higher-ups wouldn't dare to do anything to you." If the strength that Lin Fei had displayed in the Phoenix Academy was shocking, then after suppressing Elder Mu, his influence had increased once again. The higher-ups wouldn't dare to do anything to him. His monstrous talent was in front of everyone. "Then I'll have to trouble Elder Du." After sending Elder Du Tao off, Lin Fei returned to his invincible peak. He didn't want to bother with the fights between the higher-ups. If anyone dared to cause trouble at his doorstep, he wouldn't give them any face. He even dared to suppress the higher-ups, let alone others. After returning to his invincible peak, Lin Fei closed his door and refused to meet anyone. The news regarding the Phoenix Academy couldn't be blocked at all. Not long after, the news finally spread to the Holy Heaven Academy, causing a commotion in the entire academy. Everyone in the academy, including the disciples and the elders, were shocked. After they came back to their senses, they felt proud and elated. They had never felt so refreshed before. Phoenix Academy also has such a day. Usually, Phoenix Academy had the upper hand in every aspect, ridiculing, making sarcastic remarks, striking down, all sorts of things against Divine Heaven Academy. After hearing about this magnificent feat, he worshipped Lin Fei to the highest level. "Senior brother Lin Fei, good job!" A few days ago, Lin Fei violently beat up the Deputy Dean of Mount June and was disrespectful to the senior elders. The disciples of the academy finally understood that senior brother Lin Fei had made great contributions and was in the right. If the academy dared to punish him, it would simply chill everyone's hearts. A few days later, the high-level elders made their decision. First of all, the vice principal of Mount June had seriously violated the rules of the academy. He was stripped of his vice principal's qualifications and was ordered to go into seclusion in the Cold Valley for 100 years. Before the 100 years were up, he was not allowed to come out. This news shocked the disciples of the academy. They didn't expect such an outcome. The position of deputy dean was extremely powerful in the academy. In the end, it was obvious that the high-level elders were biased towards senior brother Lin Fei and stripped him of his position. This wasn't an ordinary punishment. It could be considered very severe. One of the 5 deputy deans was suddenly vacated. The disciples who originally disliked the deputy dean of Mount June were extremely excited because of this. The deputy dean of Mount June had finally fallen. The Cold Valley, a cold palace of the Holy Heaven Academy. It was a place specially used to reflect on mistakes and face the wall. Normally, such a sentence would not be made unless it was absolutely necessary. Not everyone could endure the bitter cold day and night for 100 years. Once the deputy dean of Mount June fell, the good days of the disciples came to an end. They all chose to go out to gain experience and didn't dare to stay. Usually, they relied on their status as the dean's disciple to show off their prowess. How would they dare to continue staying in the academy? The second news. The higher-ups criticized Elder Mu and ordered him to not go out for a month. This shocked everyone. The higher-ups were completely biased towards Lin Fei. The third news was directed at Lin Fei. Just like what Elder Mu did, the higher-ups criticized Lin Fei. It wasn't light or heavy, but it was obvious that it wasn't a big deal. After that, he was ordered to stay on the invincible peak and not allowed to go out. It was a punishment that didn't hurt or tickle. After everyone digested the news, they finally realized that senior brother Lin Fei would be an important person in the academy. Junior brother Lin Fei, are you satisfied with this result? Du Tao came again. Not bad, not bad. Lin Fei said casually, it would be best if we could get rid of Elder Mu. Lin Fei, don't push your luck. This time, Du Tao wasn't the only high-level elder. There were 2 other elders. Hearing this, they stared at Lin Fei angrily. Faced with the rage of the 2 upper echelon elders, Lin Fei said indifferently, so what if I'm pushing my luck? Do the 2 of you also want to bully the weak? I don't mind letting you bully me. Of course, the prerequisite is that you don't have to be so thick-skinned. The 2 elders' faces turned ugly. Elder Mu had humiliated himself by bullying the weak, and it was said that he had even been extorted by Lin Fei, resulting in him suffering heavy losses. Yet you want us to make a move? Aren't you digging a pit for yourself? Du Tao didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Elder Fong, Elder Yin, the 2 of you are high-level elders. Why do you have to go against the holy son of Lin Fei? Be more magnanimous. Regarding Lin Fei, the higher-ups were in an uproar. Some wanted to punish Lin Fei severely, while others wanted to appease him. Elder Fong and Elder Yin were the ones who wanted to punish Lin Fei severely. Naturally, they couldn't stand what Lin Fei had done. Let Lin Fei do it? Dream on. Elder Fong and Elder Yin cursed Lin Fei countless times in their hearts. I know the outcome. If there's nothing else, you can leave now. Forgive me for not sending you off. After Lin Fei's combat power increased, he couldn't stand the high-ranking elders who put on airs. Humph. Elder Fong and Elder Yin flicked their sleeves and really left on the spot. Stay on the invincible peak. There are many experts hiding outside the school. Be careful. Du Tao said, you have an emperor's key with you. If word gets out, you'll be in big trouble. Thank you for your reminder. Elder, I won't be going out for the time being. Lin Fei nodded. After chatting for a while, Du Tao left. He had only come today to pass on the results and to appease Lin Fei, lest Lin Fei resent him.